We're a
My
little,
first,
but I know that Mary Ann said there were some people in the waiting room and you were here, so I figured we might as well start.
I have one right off the bat. The first one on the list, Mr. Alonso, so I thought I'd better be early.
Good morning, Council.
Hi, good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I don't recognize you or your name. What are you here for this morning?
Your Honor, I'm here filling in for my colleague Shane Nolan, who is out. I'm filling in for him for the Belleville prosecution.
I'm sorry, sir, you're very muffled. You're here filling in for whom?
Your Honor, I'm filling in for Shane Nolan this morning.
Shane Nolan.
Yes, for
Thank you, for Belleville. Okay. And how do you pronounce your last name?
Tigay, Your Honor, like an iced tea, Tigay.
Thank you. Good morning, sir. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you. Yes, a little different for a couple of days. Mr. Bowditch, I don't see Mr. Alonso yet, but we have Mr. Myers here. Mr. TK, right before you came on, I was saying to Mr. Bowditch, we're a little early. We're not scheduled until 9 o'clock, but if people are here, I don't see any need to wait.
Well, I understand, Your Honor, and I'm filling in for Shane. It's my first time in court. I just want to make sure to be here and be ready.
Mr. T, there's still something going on with your audio. It sounds like you're inside of sounds like you're wearing a mask.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. If that doesn't work, I can call, get some tech help if need be, if it's still pretty muffled.
I'm not necessarily worried about me, but Mary Ann is in the other room. Mary Ann, any suggestions? Is it gonna come out okay? Okay. Do you want to get going with Mr. Myers? Oh no, that's Romulus. I haven't seen Mr. Kaplan yet. Belleville first case is at 10?
I believe so.
Oh,
But there's a Banco. I gotta bring Banco in. He's a Belleville.
yeah, he's at 10 o'clock, but if he's here and he's ready with Mr. Tigay, yeah. Good morning, Mr. Banco.
Good morning.
Your matter is not scheduled until 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I saw that on the docket, but my paperwork said 9, so I just wanted to be sure. So I'll just join back up at about 9:45.
You don't have to leave unless you want to leave.
Oh, okay.
The prosecutor's here, and unless you have some objection to having your case heard early.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. This is 21BL00051 A, B, and C. City of Belleville versus Joseph Philip Banco. These matters are scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. Mr. Banco, it's alleged that on January 29th, 2021, in the city of Belleville, I hear yelling in the hallway, I'm sorry, that you operated with blood alcohol content of 0.17 or more. It's a misdemeanor. Open intoxicants in vehicle misdemeanor, and failure to report accident to fixtures All three misdemeanors punishable by up to 93 days in jail plus $500 fines plus court costs. There is an offer in the file. That the city of Belleville would add a second count of operating while intoxicated. And then the high BAC would be dismissed. The other matters would be dismissed. Would you like to avail yourself of the people's offer? Or would you like the opportunity to speak to the court-appointed attorney about how to resolve these matters?
Yes, I don't I'm not used to this kind of stuff, so I'd like to speak to a lawyer.
Mr. Bowditch, are you able to go into a breakout room with Mr. Banko?
Oh, absolutely, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Banko, you'll see a join breakout room button. Just hit join and you'll have an opportunity to speak to the attorney. Mr. Bowditch, you see that you're back with Mr. Banko?
Yes, Your Honor, we could use a couple more minutes if we could.
Mary Ann will move you back into the breakout.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for taking that money down.
Mary Ann, I swear.
Did you hear what I just said?
No,
I hope this is how the day is gonna go.
it makes me very nervous.
Me too.
Well, I see the two people in the waiting room. I pulled their files already, so when,
Do you want me to bring them in to see if they want, okay.
I'm on the fence about that. If I bring them in, we start the arraignment, and ask them, do they want an attorney? Want, at least want to talk to Mr. Bowditch. That just, we can queue him up to be in line to go into the breakout room with him after we get done with one. There might be some people who wish to proceed on their own. I think Mr. Myers was here first.
Yes.
you turn your audio on for me, please, sir? This is 20RP04717OM, City of Romulus versus David Elwood Myers. Could you state your name for me, please, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, David Elwood Myers.
Thank you. Mr. Myers, your matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. Excuse me. It's alleged that on July 31st, 2020, in the city of Romulus, you violated a local ordinance by making threats. It's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail plus $500 and fines plus court costs. There's an offer from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty as charged, the matter could be deferred for up to 12 months. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer? Would you like to proceed on your own, or would you like to speak to the court-appointed attorney?
Your Honor, could I please speak to the court-appointed attorney, please? Thank you.
Absolutely. He's in a meeting room with another person, but we'll queue you up to meet with him shortly, okay? Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Kaplan.
Good morning, Your Honor.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you.
Was that enough time, Mr. Bowditch?
Yes, Your Honor.
Recalling the matter of Joseph Banco, last digits being 51 A, B, and C. Mr. Bowditch, how are we proceeding this morning?
Your Honor, for the record, at this moment, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of with Mr. Banco. Mr. Banco was in the process of trying to secure his own counsel, Your Honor. We've had a fruitful discussion. He knows all the options and the variables. He still wishes to talk to his own lawyer about this. We're asking for a modest adjournment.
As for the arraignment,
The arraignment, Your Honor, we'd waive formal reading, stand mute, respectfully enter a not guilty plea on Mr. Banco's behalf.
and Mr. Banco, have you actually been in touch with your attorney?
Well, when everything first happened, yes, I'm going to have to secure another form of counsel. It seems like I need to, because everything that I thought was going on fell through and didn't happen.
Okay.
I have not been in contact with an attorney, a new attorney yet. So
I'm only asking so that we can determine how long of an adjournment. When Mr. Bowditch, when you say modest, how much time do you anticipate?
Mr. Banco?
I've never had to get a lawyer before. I don't know how long any of this takes. I'm at the mercy of the court here. I really don't know what's appropriate and what's reasonable.
Well, the court is probably discussing maybe weeks, not months.
Yeah. Well, that seems very, very reasonable and appreciative, you know. 'Cause
All right.
I mean, that'll give me time to speak to somebody.
The next,
Okay.
the next available date for Belleville would be June the 17th.
Is that good, Mr. Banco?
Anything that works for you guys, and that's fine with me. I'll make it happen. You know, there's no problem with that.
What time, Your Honor?
It will be at 10:10 a.m.
All right. That
As to
down.
bond in this matter,
Beg your pardon, Your Honor?
as to bond,
Well, Your Honor, Mr. Banco has no criminal history. This is his first brush with the law. I was hoping the judge might consider a personal bond in this matter.
any comment, Mr. Teague?
No, Your Honor.
Bond will be set at 1,000 personal. Mr. Banco, we'll see you back here on June 17, 2020 at 10:10 a.m. The court will mail notice to the address we have on file, which has you on Granville,
Grandview.
Grandview. Thank you,
Yes.
sir. And your phone number, please.
734-507-9857.
Thank you. Anything further, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor.
I do have a question. What does personal bond mean? I don't know what that is.
It means you don't have to post any money.
Oh, okay. Well,
Merely
that's
your
good.
promise that you'll reappear.
Absolutely. Yes.
Any other questions, Mr. Banco?
No, Your Honor.
We're all set. I'll see you on June 17th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Bowditch, there's another matter. There is David Myers. He has one count of threat. There's an offer in the file for, if he pleads guilty, the matter can be deferred for up to 12 months. He wants to speak to the court-appointed attorney. Mr. Myers, you will see a button to join. You're going to go into the breakout room with Mr. Bowditch to discuss the matter, okay?
Jeff, what's your email so I can send you the police report? Oh, awesome.
So I just go in the breakout room now, Judge, and press the join button?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Jeff,
Sorry, Josh, I didn't hear you.
yeah, no, what's your email address? I'll send you the police report so you have it, the incident report.
It is lowercase letters, JEB legal, LEGAL 50 at gmail.com.
All right, I'm gonna send you, as anytime that someone's gonna be sent to you, I'll send you the report so you have it when you're talking to them.
Thank you, Brother Kaplan. How's everything with you?
It is good. It's good to see you, my friend. I miss you.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
All right, you have the report now.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Jeff, can you go back into breakout room 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I cannot read the last name of Mr. Donaldson's client. Rayburn, thank you.
Your Honor, I actually have two clients here, Rayburn and Naveed Khan. We're not up for about another half hour, I believe. I just signed in early, so I'll get them.
Mr. Khan is here.
Oh, perfect then.
Can't wait, but whoever's matched and ready, I'm happy to take them.
We can, yes, Your Honor, we can go ahead with Mr. Khan then. If I can have just a private breakout room with the prosecutor real quick.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Mary Ann, thank you much. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you too?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Good.
No, it died down. Thank you. Did you adjust the formula?
Cranked it up.
Judge, I'm going to bring Miss Cox in.
Thank you.
Yep.
Give me mine. Are the parties ready on Khan?
We are, Your Honor.
This is 21RP006860M, City of Romulus versus Naveed Khan. Your appearances, please.
Joshua Kaplan on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please this honorable court, Attorney Russ Donaldson, P number 53660, appearing on behalf of Naveed Khan. Your Honor, we've had an opportunity to discuss this matter. I've had an opportunity to discuss this matter with the prosecuting attorney. I'm going to need some more time in order to resolve this matter. I would ask that this matter just be set for another pretrial. I'm not sure if we did a formal arraignment, but I would waive the formal reading of the information for purposes of arraignment and stand mute.
Thank you, sir. And your client, would you turn your video on, please, Mr. Khan?
Sure.
Thank you. Ask for bond in this matter.
Your Honor, I would just ask for a personal bond. He's retained my services. He has no prior criminal convictions. He's a business owner there. He also homeowner, no flight risk, no risk to society, Your Honor. The allegations were some yelling and screaming at a 7-Eleven store that he owns.
Any comment, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor. We believe personal bond actually would be suffice for this matter.
1,000 personal for Mr. Khan. Next pretrial will be, wow, that's pretty far. July 1st, 2021 at 9:40 a.m. And that will be with Judge Green. Anything else, Mr. Donaldson, in this matter?
No, Your Honor, I think that we are all set. If we're able to resolve that prior to that date, would I be able to contact the court to see if we can move up at a date for a plea and sentence?
I don't know if you could actually move it up. You'd have to be in touch with Judge Green's office. They could possibly schedule an off date for you, but that'd be between you and Judge Green's chambers.
Fair enough then. Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else in this matter, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, Mr. Khan. You're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, could we go back into a breakout room with Mr. Myers again for a second?
Yes, sir. Mr. Donaldson? What happened to him? Because I have his other file right here. I was gonna ask him, was he ready on Mr. Rayburn?
Oh, you know what?
I haven't let the videos on. Never mind. I got it.
Oops.
I'm Daniel Rayburn, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Your attorney. Your attorney was here. I'm going to ask you to keep quiet until we call your case, okay? You can mute yourself until
ma'am.
Mr. Donaldson's back. I'd appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. She's having some trouble connecting, it seems. I'm shaking my head because you might have to put her out and she try to reconnect. Because I've seen her sitting in the waiting room. Mr. Kaplan, you had a Mr. Calvert at 9:10 a.m.
Okay.
He accepted the plea that you had in the file. He was here at 8:20.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much.
Where did Mr. Donaldson go? Can you see him anywhere, Marianne?
No, he's gone.
He's gone? Okay. Oh, because he has a 950. If he pops back on, we'll just pull him right back in.
I'll put his client in waiting room.
Mr. Rayburn, you're going to be moved back into the waiting room until Mr. Donaldson reappears, okay? Thank you. Yesterday, everyone was showing up on time. We were cooking with gas. And then today, I think it's Mr. Kaplan.
It's got to be. People are afraid of me. I'm very mean. I don't know if you know.
I know. I'm terrified. I'm over here shaking. I'm not sure how to contain myself. So Marianne, while we're waiting for people, I'll share this with you. We have a piece of glass that we're trying to get rid of, a tempered piece that's like 3 feet by maybe 5 feet. So it's leaned against the side of the house because it's inconspicuous. There's a clematis that's growing under it that is coming up so much quicker. Oh, I see her, bring her in. Oh, everybody's back, wonderful. I was gonna bore you with my story, but I won't because there are people.
You had me on pins and needles.
Hush. Whenever we have downtime, I either thank the staff, lament my harvest for the year. Mr. Donaldson, Mr. Rayburn is here. Did you need to speak to him?
No, actually, Your Honor, I think we resolved this case. I think we're ready to proceed on the record if the court would allow us to go early on this matter. I know we're not scheduled for another half hour.
Absolutely. There's no one else ready. There's 1736710M, 1736720M, and 17R588320OI. These are all City of Romulus versus Rayburn. The last matter is just a review of a civil infraction where Mr. Rayburn owes the court $292 on a previous seat belt violation. Mr. Donaldson asked for the pending misdemeanors. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we have reached a resolution, but for the record, Attorney Russ Donaldson, P number 53660, on behalf of Mr. Rayburn. Your Honor, we agree to proceed with this hearing via Zoom technology. I do recognize my client. He's also present at Zoom. It's my understanding, and this is what I've explained to my client, that the prosecutor has agreed as it relates to the 2 misdemeanor counts to dismiss those, provided my client tender a plea of guilty to the added count of disorderly person with a sentence agreement to fines and costs and close out the file. We'd also ask if the court was so inclined to set aside the default or the money on the civil infraction seatbelt ticket. I know that there's some state statutory assessment costs that cannot be waived in terms of a reinstatement fee. My client, I have gone over an advice of rights form with my client. He understands his rights associated with trial. Your Honor, this is from a 2017 case. I could explain more when it's time to allocate, but I would tender my client over for purposes of a plea, or I could voir dire him regarding this.
And Your Honor, Joshua Kaplan on behalf of the people, just to reiterate, the agreement that I've reached with Mr. Donaldson is correct. We would be moving to, if his client would plead to the disorderly person, we'd recommend just fines and costs on this case. It is an old case. He has been doing things, he's been on the right track. And because of that, we would be willing to dismiss as part of that deal the narcotics paraphernalia and fail to obey an officer.
Rayburn, were you able to hear both attorneys this morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand the basis of the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Donaldson, you wish to voir dire your client?
Yes. Bear with me one second, Your Honor. I'm going to pull up the report. Sir, bear with me one second. On August 23rd, 2017, at approximately 1 o'clock, were you in the city of Romulus?
Yes.
You were operating a motor vehicle and you were stopped by a Romulus police officer, correct?
Yes, sir.
At the time that there was an interaction with the police and the officer requested that you get out of the car, and you argued with him and delayed. You eventually got out of the car, but at that particular time, you refused to get out of the car, at least initially, correct?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I'm satisfied with the basis for the plea, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Kaplan?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Mr. Rayburn, you understand that the court accepts your plea as to the disorderly person. You won't have a trial of any kind in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
You won't have an opportunity to present witnesses or evidence on your own behalf?
I understand, Your Honor.
And knowing that you still wish to plead guilty to the added count of disorderly person?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. The court will accept your plea. Your attorney has already laid the factual basis for the plea. As for the fines and costs in this matter, was there any discussion?
No, Your Honor, we didn't discuss that, but I would ask that it be minimum, Your Honor. Mr. Rayburn has retained my services to handle a whole bunch of stuff that happened in 2017. We've been to 4 courts now, I think. We have 36 district courts, so we're going along, and he has spent thousands and thousands of dollars on this. So we're just asking any leniency. Not that he deserves it from the standpoint of not taking care of it back then, but Your Honor, he was in a bad spot then. He's in a good spot now. So I would ask the court to take that into consideration when determining us. I believe he did have, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Rayburn, did you post any bond on this particular case?
No, not in Romulus.
Okay. And again, I would ask that if anything to do with the seatbelt ticket, Your Honor, because he's got to pay that clearance as well. So.
Mr. Rayburn, you're employed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where do you work?
I work at Broza in New Boston. We make car parts.
How long have you been there?
I've only been there. This is my 2nd week.
Other than yourself, are you responsible for the financial support of anyone else?
I help take care of my father, and my fiance is currently not working, so I take care of most of the bills at home.
Okay. Mr. Rayburn, I'm going to assess the minimal fee of fine of $100, court cost of $200. There is a crime victims fee of $75, state costs of $50, $20 fund fee. There's a bench warrant fee of $50. I'm going to waive this late fee. That's $495 on this case. Can you pay within 30 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm gonna put a note in the file that you are to pay within 30 days. If for some reason you are unable to do that, you can go on the court's website or you can contact the court and set a payment plan.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Your Honor, I'm not sure if we addressed the seatbelt ticket, if the court can do anything with that seatbelt ticket.
Let me look. It's a civil infraction file that's been in default now for 3.5 years, Mr. Donaldson. If it were a newer matter, and I understand that Mr. Rayburn is attempting to clean things up, but if it were a newer matter, I'd be happy to revisit it, but not when it's this old.
How much is the total on that, Your Honor, for that
It's
ticket?
$292.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate that. I'll instruct my client to pay the $495 first. Obviously, that's important because you've ordered him to pay that within 30 days, and I'll make sure that he takes care of the seatbelt ticket because we need to clear all this stuff up. So thank you very much, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Donaldson. Anything else this morning?
Your Honor, I might be back on Mr. Khan, but I need to talk with him privately. We might work out a resolution. I need to speak with him, so I might be signing in again. So just
Thank you much. Mr.
Thank you.
Rayburn, you have a wonderful day. Good luck to you. I'll see you
Thank
later,
you.
Mr. Donaldson,
Thank you,
maybe.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Mr. Bowditch, you're back with Mr. Myers. Are you actually back or did you need more time?
No, Your Honor, we're actually back.
Okay. Back on the record on 20RP 04717OM.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Myers. Your Honor, is a date and time set for arraignment today. We waive formal reading, stand mute. Ask the court to respectfully enter a not guilty plea on his behalf.
Call from Romulus.
Your Honor, I apologize. I'm getting a call from the Romulus Police Department.
Answer the phone, mute yourself.
Hello?
You know, so the one clematis that's under the piece of glass is growing. It's like this tall now. The other clematis is maybe an inch tall. And I've convinced Kevin that it's a greenhouse. And I'm asking that he build a greenhouse. So we'll see how that pans out. Ms. Cox, I see you. We'll be with you in just a moment.
Okay. Do I turn off my camera?
And the sunflowers, oh wow, you know, they got to be about, I don't know, 12 feet tall last summer. So I'm hoping that they're the same this summer.
Are they on the same side as the colitis?
They're on the same side. They have their own bed. And this year he has some that have maybe magenta color petals. We did pink a couple years ago. I'll stop talking. I see people who are unidentified in the waiting room. If you want to bring them in and identify them, as soon as Mr. Bowditch comes back, we'll pick up Mr. Myers.
The person that has Galaxy S20, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, what's your name, please?
Ronaldo Wiley.
Thank you. Mr. Wiley, I'm going to put you in the waiting room and we'll pull you out. You're here at 9:30, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
I thought Mr. Bowditch was going to be quick.
You had to know better than that, Mr. Bowditch.
Well, when he says police are calling,
Yeah, no, I understand. Quick is not his specialty.
I know, but I'm ever hopeful.
He's got the gift for gab.
Right way to say it.
Oh my God, just move on.
Ma'am,
My apologies, Your Honor. It was on an unrelated question that I think Lieutenant Farhat had for me. But when I told him that I was keeping the court in suspense, we agreed to talk later. I apologize.
I appreciate it. I just was concerned. I didn't know if you were doing arraignments with somebody else. As to Mr. Myers, there was an offer, you said to stand mute as to the charges in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor. I've had a chance to talk to Mr. Myers. I've had a chance to review briefly the report that Mr. Kaplan had sent me. Mr. Myers wishes to plead no contest to the charges. The reason for the no contest plea was he has a bit of a fuzzy memory. He was off his medication at the time, and he has a little bit of a fuzzy memory about what actually happened on the day. He doesn't deny that it could have happened.
Your Honor, we'd have no objection to a no contest plea under 771. We just also request a no contact order be put in place with the complaining witness, Cassandra Netherton.
Your Honor, this was a matter that happened in a residential area. Mr. Myers has left that area. He doesn't live there anymore. So the no contact would not be an issue, not be a problem.
Okay. Mr. Kaplan, Cassandra, the spelling,
Netherton, her name's Cassandra Netherton, last name spelling Netherton.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Myers, you were able to hear the statements made by both Mr. Kaplan and Mr. Bowdish this morning,
Yes, Your Honor.
and you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer,
Yes, Your Honor.
understanding that you'll enter a plea of no contest to the sole count of making threats. The matter will be deferred for 12 months,
Yes, Your Honor.
and that you're to have no contact with Cassandra Netherton during the period of this deferment.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand if the court accepts your plea, you won't have a trial of any kind in this matter. You give up all rights to present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf.
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that you still wish to enter a plea of no contest to the charge,
Yes, Your Honor.
and your plea is being freely and voluntarily given.
Yes, Your Honor.
Inasmuch as Mr. Myers is pleading no contest, how will you establish the factual basis?
Your Honor, from the police report.
Thank you.
I can read the report in the record for it if you would like, Your Honor.
Any objection, Mr. Bowditch?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Kaplan.
And just a brief part on the morning of the incident, which took place, it looks like July 31st of 2020. Mr. Myers pulled up in front of his old trailer and began yelling in the roadway at neighbors. He replied, "I'll shoot you too, bitch," to one of the neighbors as she attempted to pull her phone out and record Mr. Myers. I believe that would be enough to satisfy the requirements, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr.
That's satisfied, Your Honor.
The court will accept the plea in this matter, no contest to threats, deferred for 12 months.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
As for fines and costs, any comment, Mr. Bowditch?
No, Your Honor.
What the two months I spent in incarceration could,
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Your Honor, there was, Mr. Myers was incarcerated from August till October. And part of that incarceration was, I believe, these pending charges. He had another issue, but I think part of it was the COVID virus and not being able to get a court date on this matter. So we would ask the court to take that into consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Bowditch. Minimal fines will be assessed of $100, $100 of court costs, $75 crime victims, $50 state costs, $20 fund fee. There's a warrant fee on there. Waive the sole late fee. That's $395.
Your Honor, I have a $3,000, something. Can I go on another breakout room with the attorney on the fees? I'm limited as far as fund wise and on disability. I barely make it through the month with what I do. I did not know there would be no fines in this.
Mr. Bowditch, you want to go back into a breakout room with him?
Yes, Your Honor, if we could. Sure. I'll answer his questions.
In the meantime, Mary Ann, there's 20RP07720M. City of Romulus versus Tatiana Cox.
Hello,
Good morning, ma'am. Would you state your name for the record, please?
Tatiana Cox.
Cox, this matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. It's alleged that on December 21st, 2020, in the city of Romulus, you were engaged in the malicious destruction of property. Ma'am, this is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail plus $500 fine plus court costs. There's an offer from the people that if you plead guilty to the sole count of malicious destruction of property, the matter will be deferred for 6 months. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer? Do you wish to speak to an attorney in this matter, or do you wish to proceed on your own?
I wish to speak to an attorney.
The attorney is going into a breakout room with Mr. Myers with another matter this morning. As soon as he comes out and resolves that matter, we will recall your case.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Jeff, you have the police report.
I'm sorry.
I apologize. I was talking to Jeff. I sent him the police report.
Well, I want you to try to see if you can figure out who users and IFOP is. I know I didn't know how to pronounce that.
Good morning.
You're muted. Sir, what's your name, please?
Yes, David Henderson.
David
Henderson.
Henderson. You're still muted.
Muted, sir, ma'am?
No, not you.
Oh. Hello?
You have to unmute yourself, Mary Ann.
Do you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. Your name, please.
Theophis, CEOPHUS, Alonzo.
Okay. Your attorney is here, Mr. Alonzo, if you sit tight.
Okay.
This is 19R005856, A, B, and C. City of Romulus versus David Henderson.
Your Honor, Joshua Kaplan on behalf of the people.
Mr. Henderson,
Yes.
need you turn your video on for me, please?
A second. I thought I had it on. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah.
Thank you. State your name for me.
Yes, David Henderson.
Mr. Henderson, this matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial as to the driving while license not valid or improper. It's a misdemeanor. It's alleged that this occurred in the city of Romulus back on May 10th, 2019. There is an offer in the file from the city attorney that if you plead responsible to double parking and pay a fine of $400, the other matters would be dismissed. Mr. Kaplan, my only problem with this is that the civil infractions are in default.
I apologize, Your Honor. In that case, I mean, it'd still be the same for the driving license suspended. And then the offer would still be the same for the driving license suspended, reduce it down to a double parking, $400.
Mr. Henderson,
Yes,
you wish to
I
plead?
agree.
You agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you understand that if the court accepts your plea to double parking, you won't have a trial, or your plea of responsible to double parking, you won't have a trial of any kind in this matter. You won't have an opportunity to present witnesses or exhibits to defend the matter.
Okay, I understand.
And you still wish to avail yourself of the people's offer.
Yes,
Mr. Henderson, is it true that on May 10th, 2019, in the city of Romulus, you were double parked?
yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Kaplan?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Sir, the court accepts your plea as responsible to double parking. The misdemeanor case will be dismissed. Are you able to pay the $400 within 30 days?
Yes, I can pay today.
I'll make a note in the file that you are to pay $400. I'll say within the week, even though you say today, you can either go online and pay it, you can bring it to the court and the court officers will facilitate it, or you can mail it into the court.
Okay.
Any questions?
No, thank you.
Thank you, sir. We're all set. Mr. Henderson, you have a great day.
You have one too, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Bowditch.
We're ready on Mr. Myers, Your Honor. He wishes to be placed on a payment plan with minimal payments. He does have other legal issues downtown that have been draining his funds.
Okay. Mr. Myers, is your phone number still in at 6245?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to send the matter to collections. You can either go online and submit a request for a payment plan, or you can call the court and discuss a payment plan with the clerks, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else, Mr. Bowditch, in this matter?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Myers, you have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Bowditch, Ms. Cox is here. She has a single count of malicious destruction of property. The offer from the people is 6 months deferred. And Mr. Alonso is here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You want to bring that attorney in and we can see what's going on? Good morning, Madam Counsel.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Your client's name?
Cavante Simmons.
Mr. Simmons is here. Are you ready to proceed, or do you need to speak to your client?
Your Honor, may I have an opportunity to have a breakout room with the prosecutor if possible?
Before you go into the breakout room, there's already an offer in the file for a disorderly.
Okay.
Okay. You still need to speak to Mr. Kaplan?
Please, thank you.
He's going to move you into the breakout.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. I'm just, I hear you, Mary. I'm just gonna look in the file for a second to see. No.
Jeremy Harris.
Oh, I see it.
What time?
$9:30.
Thank you.
What'd I just do?
Mr. Harris, you can just sit there for 1 second, mute yourself. We'll be with you in just a moment. Are you ready to proceed on Simmons?
Your Honor, may I also just briefly have a breakout room with my client, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
turn your video on for me, please.
Video on. Start
Yes,
video.
please.
There you go.
This is 1949790M. This is City of Romulus versus Jeremy Harris. State your name for me, please.
Jeremy Harris.
Mr. Harris, this matter was scheduled for pretrial. There's an offer in the file from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty as charged, the matter will be deferred for 12 months. Restitution would be determined by probation. You wish to avail yourself of that offer? Would you like the opportunity to speak to an attorney?
I would like to speak to an attorney about it.
There are 2 other files ahead of you.
Okay.
If you want to sit tight, she'll move you back to the waiting room and she'll pull you out as soon as he's available.
Okay. That's fine. Thank you.
On is back. Mr. Bowditch.
Your Honor, could we go back in the breakout room for just a second? I need to finish my conversation.
Yes, ma'am. Do you have enough time with Mr. Simmons?
I did, Your Honor.
You ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is 21RP00676OM, City of Romulus versus Keontae Simmons. Appearances.
Joshua Kaplan on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Purna Krishnamurthy, P82448, appearing via Zoom on behalf of my client, Mr. Keontae Simmons, who also appears via Zoom. Mr. Simmons, would you please unmute your microphone and state your name for the record?
Keontae Simmons.
This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, in terms of the arraignment, my client would waive a formal reading and stand mute. I did have an opportunity to speak with the prosecutor who has just provided me with the discovery on the matter. I would ask the court for an adjournment of any further proceedings so that I may have an opportunity to review the discovery thoroughly with my client and make a determination as to how to proceed.
The next adjournment date would be July 1st, 2021 at 9:40 a.m. with Judge Green.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ask for bond in this matter.
Your Honor, I would ask that my client have a personal bond. This is my client's first offense. He never previously has been in trouble. He is a hard worker. He's young. And again, given the fact that he has taken the time to proactively retain private counsel, I can assure the court that Mr. Simmons will be in attendance for all future proceedings on the matter.
Any comment, Mr. Kaplan?
Your Honor, no objection to a personal bond. We would just ask that Mr. Harris be advised that he'd have no contact with Ian Krzyzewski, Kurczewski, or Claudia Ruby. If that is appropriate.
I missed the first name of Krasuski.
Ian, I-A-N.
Thank you. Bond will be set at 3,000 personal. The defendants to have no contact with Ian Krasuski or Claudia Ruby. Mr. Simmons, no contact means no contact, no direct contact, no contact with third persons, no contact through social media. You understand? You're muted.
Yes, I understand.
Thank you. Anything else in this matter on behalf of Mr. Simmons?
Nothing further at this time, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
We're all set, Mr. Simmons. You have a good day. Thank you, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day.
Mr. Bowditch, were you ready with Ms. Cox?
Yes, Your Honor.
Back on the record on the case ending 7782.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Ms. Cox. Your Honor, today's date time set for arraignment. We'd waive formal reading, stand mute. Ask the court to respectfully enter a not guilty plea. I've also had a chance to pre-try this case with Ms. Cox. At this time, we are requesting an in-person bench trial.
Ask for bond in this matter?
Well, Your Honor, I don't believe this case, the parties do not see each other, do not communicate. I believe this matter is happened in December. There's been nothing further. I believe Ms. Cox has a relatively good record. We'd ask for a personal bond.
Any comment, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor.
Bond is 1,000 personal, in-person bench trial. Ooh, Mary Ann. I am here. May 6th. At what time? 11. May 6th at 11.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll talk to you, Josh.
Excuse me, I'm going to be out of town May 6th.
Mary Ann. Thank you. May 20th? May 20.
I apologize, Your Honor. I'm out of town May 20th.
June 3rd?
I'm in town, Judge.
Ms. Cox, are you available?
Yes.
Mr. Kaplan?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
June 6th, at what time, Mary Ann? At 11? I'm gonna keep asking you and the answer's not gonna change, is it? June 6, 2021 at 11 a.m. Back here with me in person. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Sorry. What did I say? June 6th, it's June 3rd. Thank you, Mary Ann.
Okay.
Anything else, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank
At
you.
11 o'clock, Your Honor.
At 11 o'clock. We'll see you on June 3rd at 11 o'clock, Ms. Cox.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Ms. Cox.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. Bowditch, did you need to speak to Mr. Alonso?
Yes, Your Honor, if I could.
Mary Ann will move you to a breakout room. Mr. Donaldson is back with Mr. Khan.
Can I go into a breakout room with Mr. Kaplan also first? I want to find out if there's a deal on Mr. Cox or Mr.
Alonso.
Alonso.
Mr. Donaldson, you're back.
Yes.
Chair Kaplan is going into a breakout room on another matter. when he comes out and resolves or addresses the other case, you need to talk to him, or had you already discussed?
I do need to speak with him if I may.
When he comes back and we handle the matter, I'll put you next in line.
Thank you.
Can you go into breakout room 2, Jeff, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks. Hi, sir. Good morning. What is your name, please? The guy.
Hi, I'm David Henderson. I just had I just was in a hearing with the judge or whatever. They only took care of one matter, but I had three tickets to take care of today. But they only took care of one matter. But I'm scheduled for 3 tickets today.
Mr. Henderson,
Yeah.
the other 2 matters were civil infractions that were already in default.
Oh, okay. So I just pay them?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir, good morning. What is your name, please? Can you hear me?
Yes, Cephas Alonzo.
No, sir with the braids or dreads?
Oh,
Ronaldo Wiley.
I thought we saw him before. Oh, he's already here on the side. Just needs to be renamed. I'm sorry? We didn't. The file's on the side. It's scheduled at 9:30, but I put him behind Harris. So the order for me is Alonzo, Khan, Harris, and then Wiley. Would you bring in Ashley Harris? I'll grab her. You got her? Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is 1739210 OT, City of Romulus versus Ashley Harris. Would you state your name for me, please, ma'am?
Ashley Harris.
Ms. Harris, today is the day and time set for your arraignment pretrial. Ma'am, it's alleged that on September 11, 2017, the City of Romulus, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail plus $500, up to $500 fine and court costs. There is an offer in the file from the prosecutor that if you plead responsible to double parking and pay a fine of $400, that the misdemeanor case will be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer?
Yes, I'll do that. Yes.
Ma'am, you understand that if the court accepts your plea of responsible to the double parking, you won't have a trial of any kind in this matter?
Yes. Hurry up, log in. Your Zoom is about to start. Hurry.
You won't have an opportunity to call witnesses on your own behalf?
Yes, I understand.
And you're pleading responsible freely and voluntarily?
Yes, that's correct.
Is it true that on September 11, 2017, the City of Romulus, you were double parked?
Yes, that's correct.
The court accepts your plea of responsible to the added count of double parking. The underlying misdemeanor will be dismissed.
Okay.
Are you able to pay that $400 within 30 days?
Yes, I'm gonna pay it today.
I hear you, but I'll say within 7 days. So what you'll need to do You can either bring it to the court and the court officers will help facilitate processing that payment. You can go online and pay, or you can mail it into the court, okay?
Okay, I need my case number so I can do it online.
It is 173921.
Oh, 173921.
It's what's in
Okay.
the upper right-hand corner of your notice. But understand, it's not going to happen instantaneously. Someone's going to have to go and enter the information about what you're to pay, okay?
Oh, okay. Okay.
So you might want to wait until tomorrow. I hear you, but if you're going to go online and pay, we want the file to be updated, okay?
Yes, I'll wait till tomorrow.
Thank
Okay.
you, ma'am. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Ms. Harris, you're all set. Have a good day.
I'm sorry, I do have one question. I'm sorry. Is the clearance fee included in this? The clearance fee?
Well, they are, I don't know how they do that, Marianne. Because they're changing it from a misdemeanor to a double parking.
Oh. Okay.
She's calling and asking right now.
Okay. Carolina, what are you doing?
She's getting an answer to your question. I see that you're back on the line. Are you ready to proceed with this matter, Mr. Bowditch, or did you need some more time?
Oh, no, Your Honor, I'm done with Mr. Kaplan. I just need to spend a minute with Mr. Alonso.
Marianne will move you and Mr. Alonso into a breakout room in just a moment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
She will have to pay $5 clearance. Ms. Harris, did you hear that response?
Yes, I'll have to pay it.
We'll have to pay the $45 clearance.
Okay, 445. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Mr. Kaplan, that was Ashley Harris. He had a plea in the file. He kept that plea. Mr. Donaldson's back with Mr. Khan. Mr. Donaldson,
Yes,
said you need to speak to Mr. Kaplan.
I do, please, if the court would not mind.
Marianne will get you moved, just like Mr. Bowditch and Mr. Alonso are going to go into a breakout room.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Marianne.
Excuse me. How do I get to the breakout room?
Do you see a button on your screen that says join?
No, do I have to leave this? Oh, I see it now. I see it
Don't
now.
leave. We will take you out of here completely.
Okay, I see it now.
Thank you.
Sir, with the name of Josh, what is your last name, please? Sir, what is
Burnett.
your Josh, what is your last name?
Burnett.
Thank you.
This is 21BL0061 A and B. Burnett, is that you?
Yeah, the dog's barking.
Yeah, it's okay. Mr. Burnett, today is the day and time set for your arraignment pretrial. It's the last shot on February 3rd, 2021 in the city of Belleville. You drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. This is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail plus $500 fine and court costs. On that same day, also in Belleville, there's a civil infraction for improper lane use involving an accident. That's $195 civil infraction. There is an offer from the prosecutor in the file that if you plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, that both of these other matters, the improper lane use causing accident and driving while license suspended, will be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer? Or would you like an opportunity to speak to the court-appointed attorney?
Yeah, that's fine.
Which one?
I'll take the plea.
Mr. Burnett, you understand that the court accepts your plea in this matter. You won't have a trial of any kind. You give up all rights to call witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf.
Yes,
And knowing that you still wish to enter a plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive.
yes,
Is it true, sir, that on February 3rd, 2021, in the city of Belleville, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Teague?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Burnett, the court will accept your plea of guilty to the added count. Correction will be dismissed. As for fines and costs in this matter, any comment, Mr. Teague?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Burnett,
Yes, ma'am.
the court is going to assess a fine of $100, cost of $300. There's a mandatory crime victim service of 75, state cost of $50, fund fee of $20, for a total of $545. Are you able to pay that amount within 30 days?
Yes,
$545 days. $545 by May 15, 2021. Sir, you can either mail the payment into the court, you can go online and make the payment, or you can bring it to the court building and the court officers will facilitate the payment. If for some reason you find yourself unable to pay that amount within 30 days, you can contact the court to set up.
okay.
Any questions?
Nope,
Mr. Burnett, we're all set. You have a wonderful day, sir.
you too.
Thank you. Mr. Bowditch, were you ready with Mr. Alonso?
Again, Your Honor, we could just go back in for a couple more seconds.
That's
I
why I
apologize.
should be back here. As for the matter of Mr. Khan, I see you back. Are the parties ready?
I believe we are ready, Your Honor.
Back on the record, case ending 686, Romulus versus Khan. Oh, what happened to Mr. Donaldson? I am all for buying the 50 space suits and making people physically come in and everybody will get a suit and we'll just spray them in between hearings. I don't think that's a bad idea. They come in different colors.
Sorry, Your Honor, I inadvertently went to a breakout room. I apologize.
No
Just a
worries.
moment.
Your client's here. Mr. Kaplan advised that you're ready to proceed.
That is correct, Your Honor. Again, did the court already call the case?
I did, but it's okay. I still have your appearances from your earlier hearing.
Your Honor, we have reached a resolution that I would ask this court to adopt. Specifically, what I've explained to my client, and it's my understanding, is that my client will plead guilty to the added count of disorderly person with the understanding that it would be taken under advisement for a period of 90 days under 771.1. I've explained to my client he does have a right to go to trial, the burden of proof at trial, the different things that could happen, a bench trial, jury trial. He understands his rights associated with trial, the rights that he could confront his accusers. He could obviously testify for himself if he chose to, and he could choose not to testify, and that could not be held against him. And there's a presumption of innocence throughout the whole thing. Your Honor, I would tender him over for purposes of that plea. I could voir dire him through the factual basis if the court would be so inclined.
And Your Honor, just for the record, we did amend the offer that you have in front of you to disorderly conduct 90 days deferred under 771.1.
Thank you. Mr. Khan, you were able to hear the comments made by Mr. Kaplan and Mr. Donaldson just now?
Yes,
And you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer?
yes,
And you heard Mr. Donaldson's comments about the rights you would be giving up?
yes,
And knowing that you still wish to plead guilty to disorderly person, understanding that the matter will be deferred for 3 months?
yes,
Mr. Donaldson, the factual basis.
Yes. Mr. Khan, on February 23rd, 2021, at approximately 5 a.m. in the morning, were you in the city of Romulus?
yes,
You were actually at a 7-Eleven store located in the city, and you got into a verbal yelling match with a customer there at the 7-Eleven, correct?
correct, yeah,
Okay, and that you disturbed the peace and were created a disorderly situation, correct?
correct.
I'm satisfied with the plea, Your Honor.
Satisfied.
Thank you, Mr. Kaplan. Mr. Donaldson, as for fines and costs in this matter, any comment, Mr. Donaldson?
Your Honor, I would just, I would ask that it be minimal. My client is 53 years old. He's been married 22 years. He has 2 children, 21 and 17. He's been a U.S. citizen, or in the U.S. for 30 years, a U.S. citizen now, very proud of that fact. Homeowner, business owner, he's owned 7-Elevens for the last 15 years, the current location for about the last 4. Struggling with that because of the COVID crisis and the unemployment situation. He's also an engineer for one of the big 3, and he's very remorseful, very sorry for this, Your Honor. It's something I truly believe is an isolated incident. I would just ask that the fines and costs and just under advisement, Your Honor, fines and costs be minimal on this.
Any comment, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor, we leave that to the discretion of the court.
The court's going to impose a fine of $100, cost of $200, or $75 mandatory crime victim, $50 state cost, $20 fund fee for a total of $445. Mr. Khan needs to have that paid in full during the period of deferment. If he's able to pay in full sooner, fantastic. Otherwise, during the 90 days.
Your Honor, I'll satisfy that for sure then.
Thank you.
Just from a procedural standpoint, so I understand and I can explain it to my client, the court will do a review approximately 90 days out. If provided that there's been no issues, the case will automatically be dismissed.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Donaldson?
No, Your Honor. Thank you to you and your staff and the prosecuting attorney. Have a blessed and wonderful day.
Thank you. Mr. Khan, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Bowditch, was that sufficient time with Mr. Alonso?
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready to proceed.
This is 21 RP 00936OM 1816520T 1816530M and 18R599770OT. These are all City of Romulus versus Theophis Alonso.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Alonso. For the newer matters, Your Honor, we would waive formal reading, stand mute, ask the court to respectfully enter a not guilty plea on his behalf. We've also had a chance, Your Honor, to pre-try this case. There is an executed plea, there is a plea agreement we'd like to execute in which Mr. Alonso would be pleading guilty to an added count of no operator's license on person. He would also be pleading guilty to the assault and battery with the understanding under statute 771. If he complies with all the court's wishes, the matter will be dismissed.
That is correct, Your Honor. We have reached to an agreement that is different than the one you have in front of you, where you plea under deferred 771, assault and battery, and the no ops, dismissed, driving was suspended, open intox, and registration and plate if that is able.
That is correct, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Kaplan.
Mr. Alonso, were you able to hear the comments made by Mr. Bowditch and Mr. Kaplan this morning?
Yes,
And you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer?
yes,
Understanding that there will be an added count of no operator's license on person.
yes,
and that you plead guilty to the assault and battery and to having no operator's license on person,
Yes.
and that the other matters would be dismissed.
Yes.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind. You won't have the opportunity to call witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf.
Yes.
Knowing that you still wish to enter the plea of guilty to the added count of no ops and to the assault and battery.
Yes.
Mr. Alonso, is it true that on March 8th, 2021, you committed the act of assault and battery in the city of Romulus?
Yes.
And sir, is it also true that on April the 18th, 2018, again in the city of Romulus, you had no restrictions on your person?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Bowditch?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Kaplan?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Mr. Alonso, the court will accept your plea of guilty to the assault and battery and operator's license on person. The matter will be deferred. Sentencing will be deferred for 12 months pursuant to MCL 771.1.
Thank you, Your Honor.
As to fines and costs in this matter, any comment, Mr. Bowditch?
No, Your Honor.
Any comment, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Alonso, are you employed at this time?
No.
How do you support yourself?
I'm kind of like my arm is, damaged my nerves. I can't really move around at this moment. I can do like little handy jobs and stuff like that.
When was the last time you were employed?
June of last year.
Do you receive any public benefits?
I didn't hear you.
Do you receive any Social Security or anything of that nature?
No. I do go to the car wash sometimes and work there. But as far as full employment, no.
Okay. In the assault and battery case, court will assess a fine of $100, cost of $400. There's a crime victims fee of $75, state cost of $50, fund fee of $20. That's $645. And the no operator's license case, fine of $100, cost of $200, crime victims of $75, $50 state cost, $20 fund fee. There's a FAC of $45. And Mr. Alonso, you'll have the opportunity to contact the collections department. That's $490. And you can set a payment plan in these matters. The court has a phone number for you that ends in 7922. Is that still a valid phone number?
Yes.
You previously indicated to the court you do not have an email address. Is that still accurate?
Yes.
Sir, your matter will be turned over to collections to establish the payment plan. Anything further, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Anything further, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
We're all set. Have a good day. I see the attorney and the defendant. Wait, Wiley. Give me 1 second. There's the Wiley files. This is 1718090T 1718110M. These are City of Romulus versus Wiley. Mr. Wiley, would you state your name for me, please?
Naldo Wiley.
Sir, your matters are scheduled for arraignment pre-trial this morning. You have the case that ends 1809 alleges that on May 1st, 2017, the City of Romulus, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. It's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail. Fine of up to $500 plus court costs. The second matter is 1810 is alleging that on May 1st, 2017, again, the City of Romulus, you had committed the misdemeanor of possession of marijuana. Again, misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail plus up to $500 in fine and court costs. There is an offer from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty to the sole count of driving while license suspended, that the other matter, drug possession, marijuana possession case would be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer? Or would you like the opportunity to speak to an attorney in this matter?
Is it possible to speak to an attorney about the matter and get everything resolved today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'd like to speak to an attorney.
You see a button that says join breakout room. You'll meet Mr. Bowditch. It's driving while license suspended and marijuana possession. The offer is plea to driving while license suspended, and the other matter would be dismissed. Talk to Mr. Bowditch, and when the parties come out, we'll recall the matter.
Okay.
Thank you. It was Bucko. This is the one I'm looking for. I'll bring him in, Mary Ann. What is Bill Mays doing here? You can bring him in as soon as we get underway with, it looks like this attorney. Oh, there we are.
Hi.
Good morning. This is 21RP007440M, City of Romulus versus Joanne Victory.
How are you today?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm sorry, I'm at work. I'm going to a quiet area. I would just like to speak on behalf of Joanne. I am her mother.
Ma'am.
Hi.
Hi.
Were you able to hear me? I'm in a quiet
hear
area now.
I can hear you.
Mom, can you hold on for a minute?
Of course.
Can you let her speak, please? She's the judge. It's rude.
Ms. Bucko?
Yes.
Are you an attorney?
No, I'm her mother.
Okay. I hear you say you're her mother, but being her mother doesn't preclude you from being an attorney. And unfortunately, or as the case is, we are not at a stage where we're taking input from anyone other than either her attorney or from Ms. Victory herself, okay?
Mom, I'll make sure if she needs anything, you know. Yes.
Okay.
Ms. Victory,
Okay.
state your name for the record, please.
Joanne Victory.
Ms. Victory, this matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. It's alleged that on February 28, 2021, in the City of Romulus, you were a disorderly person. This is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail, plus fine of not more than $500 plus court costs. There is an offer in the file from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty to being a disorderly person, the matter will be deferred for 6 months, during which time you are to have no contact with Jacob DiGilio. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer? Would you like the opportunity to speak to the court-appointed attorney?
Your Honor, I would like to speak because I have actually GPS proof that I wasn't there, and that's where I resided, actually.
Ms. Victory,
I didn't have any contact that day.
Ms. Victory, that's not what's before the court today. Today is the time for arraignment.
Oh, I want to speak to the attorney. I have a lot of evidence.
Okay.
including the PBO.
Thank you. There is one other case ahead of you. Thank you, Mary Ann. So she'll move you back into the waiting room, and as soon as the attorney is available, she'll pull you back out, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Oh,
I'm filing complaints with the
and there's Harris actually that needs to speak to Mr. Bowers before Miss Victory. Good morning, Mr. Mays.
Good morning, Your Honor.
How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Your client's name?
Richard Cook.
Do you see Mr. Cook? Maybe. Oh, Mr. Mays says that's him.
Mr. Mays, is that your client?
I don't see, oh, yes.
Okay, good.
Have him sit tight. He's connecting. Mr. Bowditch is back. Mr. Bowditch, are you ready on Mr. Wiley?
Your Honor, could I have a brief conversation with Mr. Kaplan?
Absolutely.
And I'll need a breakout with the prosecutor, Belleville, if I could, please.
And Marianne will move Mr. Mays and with Mr. Teague, Mr. Bowditch and with Mr. Kaplan. The court's going to go off the record for just a moment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Jeff,
Hey, Jeff.
Can you join two, please?
Hi, Bill. What's that?
Can you
Two?
join?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
And I need to be assigned to two.
Did you need more time? Did you get bumped out or do you need, are you guys good?
Josh and I are good, Mary Ann, if you're
Okay.
talking to me.
Okay.
Mr. Wiley,
Yes.
we changed that to no ops. Good?
I guess.
Instead of driving while your license is suspended, you just left the house without your wallet.
Okay.
No points. It's going to end the cycle.
Okay.
Good?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then when the judge comes back, we'll be pleading guilty to no operator's license on person.
Okay.
And the other matter will be dismissed.
Okay.
We did good, brother. Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
Mr. Prosecutor.
Mr. Bowditch, were the parties ready on Wiley?
Yes, Your Honor.
Recalling City of Romulus versus Riley. Mr. Bowditch, how are we proceeding this morning?
Well, Your Honor, as far as any arraignments that need to happen, we waive formal reading, stand mute. As far as the pretrial phase, I've had a chance to pre-try this with Mr. Kaplan and Mr. Wiley. We do have an agreement where Mr. Wiley would be pleading guilty to an added count of no operator's license on person, with the understanding the two original charges would be dismissed.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Wiley, were you able to hear the comments just made by Mr. Bowditch and Mr. Kaplan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer that if you plead guilty to the added count of no operator's license on person, the driver while license suspended, And the possession of marijuana cases will be dismissed.
Yes.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind. You won't have the opportunity to call witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf.
Yes.
And you're pleading guilty to the added count freely and voluntarily.
Yes.
Is it true that on May 1st, 2017, in the city of Romulus, you had no operator's license?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Bowditch?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Kaplan?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
The court will accept your plea to no operator's license on person. The underlying driving, or the original count of driving while license suspended will be dismissed. The possession of marijuana case will be dismissed. As to fines and costs in this matter, Mr. Bowditch?
Well, Your Honor, Mr. Wiley just got a great job. And other than that, he is gainfully employed at Ford Motor Company.
How long have you been at Ford, Mr. Wiley?
10 months.
Other than yourself, are you responsible for the support of anyone else?
Yes, a family of 6.
Other than yourself, is anyone else contributing financially to the household?
No.
For this matter, the court's going to assess a fine of $100, cost of $300. There's a $75 crime victims, $50 state cost, $20 fund fee. There's a bench warrant fee, and there's a FAC. There's a total of $640. Mr. Wiley, do you need time to pay that amount?
No, I do not.
$600.
Your Honor, could we have a week?
I was going to say to be paid within the week, to be paid by April 22nd, 2021. Mr. Wiley, you can either go online and pay, you can bring it to the court, or you can mail it into the court. Mr. Bowditch, I will indicate for the record that disposed of the 2 most recent matters. But that Mr. Wiley is to be reminded that he also has a 2014 case where there's $204 owing, another 2017 case, there's $394 owing, and a 2014 case with $1,008 due and owing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything else in this matter, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Wiley, you're all set. You have a good day.
Oh, question. I noticed I have other court cases, failure to display license.
Those are the cases I just read off to you, sir.
Oh, so I can just pay those?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what's the total amount? I'm sorry.
Mr. Wiley, you're asking for math, and it's way, way, way too early in the day for math. Give me 1 second. The case we just did, the 2 cases from this morning were $640. The 2014 case was $204. The registration or plate violation was $394. Usually a note on the front with the total. I don't know why it's not here today. And then the 2014 case is $1,008. There's a total of $2,246.
Pretty good morning math, Your Honor.
So if you're able to pay that all at the same time, great. If you want a payment plan, the court staff can facilitate that as well. Anything else, Mr. Wiley?
No, ma'am.
Have a good day, sir. Thank you. On Cook?
Yes, Your Honor. William Mays on behalf of Mr. Cook.
Morning, Your Honor. Benjamin
I was just
Tejada,
going to
on behalf
ask.
of the people.
I'm sorry, Mr. TK. I was just going to ask the question. Were you all ready to proceed?
We are.
Yes, Your Honor. Looking for an adjournment on this matter. The defense counsel hasn't received
21BL00071OD, City of Belleville versus Richard Allen Cook. I'll make a notation of your appearances. Mr. Cook is also here. Mr. Cook, would you state your name for me, please?
Yes, Richard Cook.
Thank you. Mr. Teagate, you were starting to say.
Yes, Your Honor. Spoke with defense counsel on this case and looking for an adjournment. I don't believe defense counsel has received all the discovery yet on this matter.
And Mr. Mays, as to the arraignment in this matter?
Waive reading. Ask the court to enter a not guilty plea, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
And this adjournment should be attributed to the prosecution, though, because I've communicated with the regular Belleville prosecutor. They're unable to provide me with a legitimate reason for the traffic stop. So,
Mr. Mays,
we are waiting. I'm just saying that in terms of whose adjournment this is, it should be attributed to the prosecution.
the next, I've made a note of the file. The next court date is July 1st, 2021 at 9:40 a.m. That will be with Judge Green. As to bond in this matter?
I would ask for a personal recognizance, Your Honor. Mr. Cook has voluntarily appeared for this and is aggressively defending the case.
Mr. Teague, any comment?
No, Your Honor.
5,000 personal, no alcohol during the pendency of this matter.
Okay, Mr. Cook, you understand that? No alcohol.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Anything else, Mr. Mays?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much. Good to
Anything
see
else,
you.
Mr. Teague? No? Okay.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thanks, Judge.
Mr. Cook, we're all set. You have a wonderful day. Good to see you, Mr. Mays.
All right.
You too.
Yes, please. I was just looking at the stack and I'm looking at our waiting room. I don't know how that happened. This is 194979 OM City of Romulus versus Jeremy Marshall Harris.
I'm here.
Mr. Harris, today was the day and time set for your pretrial in this matter. Mr. Bowditch, there was an offer in the file that if Mr. Harris pleaded guilty to the sole count of malicious destruction of property, the matter would be deferred for 12 months. There's a notation that restitution is to be determined by probation. Mr. Harris wished to speak to you regarding this.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Harris, you'll see an invitation to go into the breakout room. Just hit the join button. You'll have a chance to talk to Mr. Bowditch.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Harris.
Jeff, you already have the report. Yeah, you already have the report, Jeff.
Who are all of these people?
I'm gonna, yeah, I know. Jeff, can you join in? I think it's 1.
Yes, ma'am.
This is 20RP055528OT A and B and C, City of Romulus versus Tyler Scott.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. State your name for me, please.
CYLA.
State.
Tyler Scott.
Thank you. Ms. Scott, today is the day and time set for arraignment pretrial in this matter, ma'am. It's alleged that on August 30th, 2020, in the City of Romulus, you failed to report an accident to fixtures. This is a misdemeanor. There's also the reckless driving. Same time, same place, misdemeanor. And a civil infraction for having no insurance on your person. The misdemeanors are punishable by up to 93 days in jail, plus $500 fines and court costs. There is an offer in the file from the prosecutor that if you plead responsible for failing to stop.
That's a plead guilty, Your Honor. That's the fail to stop at the accident.
Thank you. Plead guilty, failing to stop at the accident, plead responsible to the no insurance, that the reckless driving case would be dismissed.
Well,
Restitution be determined by probation. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer? Would you like the opportunity to speak to the court-appointed attorney?
yes, I did. I was responsible of everything I did. I did leave the scene during the accident.
Ma'am, my question was, do you wish to plead guilty to the failure to stop at an accident and no insurance with the case, with the reckless driving being dismissed, or would you like to speak to the court-appointed attorney?
Yes, I plead guilty.
You like to accept the offer of the people? You understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind, you won't have the opportunity to call witnesses on your own behalf?
Yes.
You're pleading guilty to the failure, to the added count of failure to stop and responsible to no insurance freely and voluntarily.
Yes.
And Your Honor, there's just a restitution order to be determined by probation, should there be any. There was injuries in those.
Did you hear that, Ms. Scott?
No, he said probation.
There is, the part of the offer from the people is that you plead guilty to the added count of failing to stop at an accident and responsible to the civil infraction of no insurance, that the reckless driving would be dismissed and that any restitution in this matter will be determined by probation.
Yes.
You still wish to plead guilty to the failure to stop and responsible for the no insurance?
Yes.
You're doing that freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Ma'am, is it true that on August 30th, 2020, in the city of Romulus, you failed to stop at an accident?
Yes.
And is it also true on that at that time that you're responsible for having no insurance?
Yes.
The court will accept your pleas in this matter, and ma'am, the matter will be referred to probation to ascertain or to determine what restitution, if any, is required.
Okay.
The court has a phone number for you that ends in 6086.
Yes.
And your email address, please.
TYLASCOTT17@gmail.com.
And you're still on Court Village Lane?
Yes.
Mr. Kaplan, were you satisfied?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Ma'am, your pleas are accepted. The matter is going to be referred to probation to determine restitution. They'll be in contact with you. Please respond to any, come on, to.
Is there any way that I can talk about my tickets with my no insurance?
Ma'am, you just play responsible to no insurance.
I know I did. I have a ticket for it and I was trying to see if I can get a payment plan for it.
You have another ticket for no insurance?
No, it's the one for the accident.
That's the one you just pled to, ma'am. That's what I'm saying. Probation will talk to you about all of that.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Your Honor, I need to get back in the breakout room.
She'll move you back. I'm actually actively speaking to someone.
Oh, I apologize, Your Honor.
Ms. Scott, the probation department will be in touch with you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, the next one on our time docket is Burns, Chris Burns. It's a Belleville case. Do you want me to bring him in?
Bring him in, but I have never seen Landrum. Don't, well, I'll get back to it in just a second. I need. Who? Are you trying to help Mr. Teague be done? I appreciate it.
Okay. Is it-
Ms. Bingham?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. This is 21BL00073 A, B, and C. City of Belleville versus Nicole Bingham. State your name for the record, please, ma'am.
Nicole Cheyenne Bingham.
Ms. Bingham, today is the day and time set for pre-hearing on 2 civil infractions that occurred back on February 8th, 2021. There was a violation of child restraint law, speeding 1 to 5 over limit. There's also the misdemeanor that on that same date, February 8th, 2021, the city of Belleville, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. Again, the matter is scheduled for arraignment. Misdemeanor matter that's punishable by up to 93 days in jail plus fines of up to $500 plus costs. Scheduled for arraignment today. There is an offer from the prosecutor in this matter that if you plead guilty to allowing an unlicensed, unlawful driver to drive, that the driving while license suspended and the 2 civil infractions would be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer?
Well, was I supposed to answer her?
Yes, ma'am, you were. I don't know who else that was talking, but they should not be talking.
Okay, well, ma'am, it was a misunderstanding that my license were suspended, but they're back valid.
The question is, do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer, or would you like to speak to the court-appointed attorney?
What is the fine if I take the offer?
It'll be $100 cost, $300 fine, $75 crime victims fee, $50 state cost, $20 fund fee.
Oh, that's like $600.
No, ma'am, it's more like $245, but it also it means that the civil infractions would be dismissed and the 2 of those together total $260.
I'll take it. My license are back valid now, though, if that matters.
Were they?
It was ending. It was because my insurance premium, my card stopped working, so I wasn't driving it, so I stopped paying my insurance, and I didn't realize that suspended my license in the state of Ohio because I'm not a resident of Michigan. So,
Mr. TK, did you have any comments?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Bingham, you understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind. You won't have the opportunity to call witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you're doing this freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Ma'am, is it true that on February 8, 2021, the city of Belleville, you allowed an unlawful driver to drive?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Teague?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am, the court will accept your plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. And we'll assess the fines and costs that we previously discussed. $100 fine, $300 cost, $75 crime victim fee, $50 state cost, $20 fund fee, for a total of $545. Are you able to pay that amount within 30 days?
Yes. And also the date of birth is wrong on the citation, so I don't know if you need to change that so I can pay it or.
What should the date be, ma'am?
May 26, 1995. I'm 25, not 40.
I'm sorry, May
26th, 1995.
I'll make a notation in the file. Your plea was accepted. The 2 civil infractions were dismissed. The court has already imposed the fines and costs in this matter. Ma'am, you can either go online and pay, you can bring it to the court, or you can mail it to the court.
Are you allowing walk-ins to pay?
If you bring it to the building, the court officers will take the payment, the cashier will process it, and the officer will bring you back your receipt.
Okay, thank you.
Before you go, just want to confirm that your phone number, oh, we don't have a phone number. Your phone number, please.
614-530-0800. 9564.
And your email address.
Bingham Nicole 20@gmail.
Any questions, Ms. Bingham?
No, ma'am.
We're all set, ma'am. You have a great day.
No, I'm gonna ask her. Because I didn't understand that right.
Mr. Harris, you still have questions?
Yes, I do. Okay, my question.
Well, no, let's go back into a breakout room where we can talk privately.
Okay.
While they're gone, would you identify who these other people are, please, Mary Ann?
A person with the name of Owen M. What is your name, please?
Owen Monacan. Sorry, my screen isn't working.
That's okay. What time are you supposed to be here?
10:30. I've been in the waiting room since like
Yeah.
9:50.
I saw you. Oh, yep, I see you.
All right.
You're good. I'm just gonna rename you. Person with the last name of Fountain.
No, it's for Kevin Washington. That was just my son. I'm on his computer.
Oh, so you're here. Your last name is Washington?
Yeah, my name is Washington. I'm Kevin.
Thank you. Judge, do you want me to keep them here or do you want me to put them in the waiting room?
They can stay here as long as they stay muted.
Okay.
I just want to get these iPhones identified so we can figure out if any of these people are from our 9, our 9, 10, 9, 20, etc.
Okay.
Person with the name of iPhone, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
What is your name, please?
The Treasure Crafts.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi, sir. Hold on one second. Ma'am, what? I'm sorry. Can you spell your last name?
CRAFT.
Thank you. Oh, Craft. C-R-A-F-T. Okay. Sir, what is your last name, please?
My last name is Bacon, Bacon.
Thank you. Hi, sir, with the name, or sir or ma'am with iPhone. What is your name, please?
My name is Michael.
Oh, no,
Hey.
Bacon, I've got you. The person that just has iPhone, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sir, what is your name, please?
Darren Crystal.
Crystal. Got it. Judge, are you good with the way, just keep them here, or do you want me to?
If they stay muted, they can stay in here. I'm just,
Mr. Davalsky, I'm gonna pull him in. He's at a 10:50.
Marianne, I'm looking at 9 o'clock. I don't see that Landrum ever appeared. No one for United Tank Trailer at 9:10. Jacoby Williams, I haven't seen. That was the 9:10. Trista Jones. No Wendell Ross. No Darian Taylor. Jordan Tyra. That was all the 9:20s. Jeremy Harris is still here. Jennifer Moline. I have not seen. Mr. Bowditch, you're back. Are you ready to proceed with Mr.?
Just for clarification, Your Honor, was it with Mr. Harris, was it a deferred?
Defer for 12 months, restitution to be determined by probation.
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready to proceed.
This is 1949790M, City of Romulus versus Harris.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of with Mr. Harris. Your Honor, as far as the arraignment process, we would waive formal reading, stand mute, ask the court to respectfully enter a not guilty plea. We've also had a chance, Your Honor, to pre-try this case. There was an offer that Mr. Harris wishes to take advantage of. He'd like to plead to this charge, no contest, possible civil litigation.
We'll have no objection.
Thank you. Mr. Harris, were you able to hear the comments made by the attorney this morning?
Yes, I was.
And is your desire to plead no contest to the malicious destruction of property?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're doing so freely and voluntarily?
Yes, I am.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind, you won't have the opportunity to call witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf?
Yes.
The court accepts your plea of no contest to the sole count of malicious destruction of property. This matter will be deferred for 12 months. Restitution is to be determined by probation. Mr. Bowditch, what the court will do is refer the matter to probation. Mr. Marshall, your phone, Mr. Harris, your phone number, please.
734-731-4265.
And are you still on Romulus Avenue?
No, my actual address is 31737 Ecorse Road. That's where my tether's set up. That's where I'm at.
Your zip code?
48174.
Email address?
Jeremy Harris 56@gmail.com.
Sir, although I'm accepting your plea, the matter is going to be referred to probation. They're going to reach out to try to establish what restitution, if any. The matter will be deferred for the 12 months previously agreed to. Once probation, 60 days for probation to get the restitution information established. Well, I'm sorry, not 60, 30 days to establish restitution, and then the matter will be scheduled for sentencing. Anything else, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Kaplan?
Mr. Kaplan is muted.
No, Your Honor, my apologies.
No worries. Mr. Harris, we're all set. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you. You too, Your Honor.
Thank you. No Moline. Archman? No. Victory, which, yeah, Miss Victory is our 950. I know Mr. Burns is waiting, but I want to do the 950 case first. Mr. Bowditch.
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Victory Victory is here for arraignment pretrial. The sole count is being a disorderly person in the city of Romulus back on February 28th of this year. The offer is a 6-month deferred with no contact to Jacob DeGilio. Ms. Harris is here, would like to speak to the court-appointed attorney. Ms. Victory, you're going to see an invitation from to join Mr. Bowditch in the breakout room, discuss the offer of the people, okay?
If you have the report for me.
Okay.
Thank you. Ms. Arrington,
Yes.
turn your video on for me, please. This is 21BL00112 A and B. Ms. Arrington, today is the day and time set for arraignment and pretrial. It's alleged that on March the 4th, 2021, the city of Belleville, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, plus fines of up to $500 in court costs. There is also a civil infraction from that day alleging improper lane use. That civil infraction carries fines and costs totaling $150. There is an offer from the prosecutor for the city of Belleville in this matter indicating that if you plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, that the driving while license suspended and the civil infraction improper lane use will be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the offer from the prosecutor, or would you like the opportunity to speak to a court-appointed attorney?
I'll accept the offer.
Ma'am, you understand that if the court accepts your plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, you won't have a trial of any kind in this matter. You won't have the opportunity to present witnesses or give testimony on your own behalf.
Yeah.
And you're doing this voluntarily.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
I said, are you doing this, are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Ma'am, is it true that on March the 4th, 2021, the city of Belleville, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
Can you repeat that for me?
Is it true that on March 4th, 2021, the city of Belleville allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
Is that the day I got pulled over?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Teague?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Arrington, the court will accept your plea to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, the original misdemeanor of driving while license suspended, and the civil infraction of improper lane use will be dismissed. The court will impose a fine of $100, cost of $300, there's state costs of $50, crime victims of $75, building fund fee of $20. That's a total of $545. Are you able to pay that amount within 30 days?
Yes.
Ma'am, if for some reason you find period within 30 days, so on or before May 15th, contact the court and you can establish a payment plan, okay?
Okay.
Your phone number, please.
586-701-0404.
Thank you, ma'am. Any questions?
Nothing.
Have a good day. Did you ever see a Mark Freeman? That was 1010. Charles Moore. Thank you.
The person with the iPhone, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
What is your name, please?
Darren Crystal.
Oh, okay, you're back.
It's Keith Stewart.
I'm sorry, Judge.
Keith Stewart.
I'll bring him in.
Oh, there you go, right there, cousin. Push pause.
Hi, the person with the name of Keith Stewart.
No, Stanley Thompson. I'm just using my cousin's laptop.
Thompson.
Yeah, is it? Can she see me?
Can hear you.
I was trying to see if you could see me. I'm not real good with this type of.
I can't. Yeah, I can see you now. Oh no, I can't see. I can hear you.
He's the very last.
No, I can see. I can hear him. I just can't see him.
How do you push that, cousin? Hold on, I'm trying to.
Stop talking, please, Mr. Thompson, for one moment, or mute yourself. Mr. Bowditch?
Your Honor, I need to go back in with Miss Victory for a second or so.
No worries.
Oh, there.
All the 11 o'clocks are here.
Yep.
Patrick Kendrick, that was from 1020. I don't see.
Nope.
Laverty,
Oh yeah, he's been here.
clear. Donovan Laverty.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is 21BL0015115 A, B, and C. Would you state your name for me, please?
Donovan Laverty.
Mr. Laverty, today is the day and time set for arraignment pretrial. Sir, it's alleged that on March the 6th, 2021, in the city of Belleville, you operated with a blood alcohol content of 0.17 or more. This is a misdemeanor. There's also on that same day and time, civil infractions for disobeying traffic control device and a speeding of 21 or more over the posted speed limit. Again, a civil infraction. There's an offer from the people that if you plead guilty to operating while intoxicated and speeding 6 to 10, that the high alcohol content and the speeding of 21 and over and disobeying the traffic control device would be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer, or would you like the opportunity to speak to the court-appointed attorney?
I'll take that offer.
Sir, you understand that if the court accepts your plea to the added count of operating while intoxicated and speeding 6 to 10, you won't have a trial of any kind in this matter?
Yes.
You won't have the opportunity to present witnesses or exhibits on your own behalf?
Yes, I do.
And you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Mr. Laverty, is it true that on March 6, 2021, in the city of Belleville, you operated a vehicle while intoxicated and that you were speeding in the area of 6 to 10 over the posted speed limit?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Teague?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Laverty, the court accepts your plea to the added count of operating while intoxicated and the civil infraction of speeding 6 to 10 over the original misdemeanors, and civil infractions will be dismissed. Sir, I'm going to refer the matter to probation, and then we will thereafter schedule the matter for sentencing.
Okay.
Mr. Laverty, your phone number, please.
1734-223-4835.
And your email address.
It's Donovan S. Laverty @gmail.com.
Mr. Mr. Laverty, you're going to be contacted by probation. I'm going to ask you to respond to any email or phone call you receive to them
Okay.
from them. And like I said, the matter will be thereafter scheduled for sentencing. Do you have any questions before we're done for the morning?
Yes, ma'am. So they're gonna just either call me or email me about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's all.
In as much as you accepted the plea, we didn't do the formal arraignment, but certainly the court's going to set your bond at 5,000 personal. You're to consume no alcohol during the pendency of this matter.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else?
I guess that's it.
Okay. Good luck to you, Mr. Lafferty. Again, please respond to any contact you receive from the probation department.
Yes, ma'am. Will do. All right.
Mr. Bowditch,
Ready, Your Honor.
ready on.
Miss Victory.
Recalling Victory.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Miss Victory. Your Honor, today's date and time set for being arraignment. We'd waive formal reading, stand mute, ask the court to enter a not guilty plea. We've also had a chance to pre-try this case. I've spoken with Miss Victory. At this time, Your Honor, she is requesting a bench trial. Miss Victory does reside permanently now in Florida. We're requesting a bench trial by Zoom.
Ask for bond in this matter.
Well, Your Honor, again, Miss Victory does live in Miami, so I believe no contact is
not an issue.
Not an issue.
And
Miami-Dade already issued a no contact order for him when he assaulted me down here.
Ma'am, we don't just normally scream out. I'm asking questions so we can keep moving. Bonds 1,000 personal, no contact is not an issue, but for the record, the court will put it in place. Mr. Bowditch, is this to be a Zoom?
Yes,
bench
Your Honor,
trial?
Zoom.
Zoom bench trial date, Mary Ann? I know. I thought May 6th was not a good day for some reason. Mr.
I have
Kaplan,
That was for the defendant in the last case, can do May 6th. She was
so you are available May 6th, Mr. Kaplan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Victory, are you available May 6th?
I'm not available until after May 10th. I have finals that week for college.
May 20th, Mr. Kaplan?
Yes.
That was the weekend I'll be out of town, Your Honor. That was the issue for me.
Third time's the charm, Mary Ann. June 3rd?
That's okay.
At 1 o'clock? I'm sorry. Mr. Kaplan, June 3rd at 1 o'clock?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Victory, June 3rd at 1 o'clock.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bowditch, June 3rd at 1 o'clock.
Yes, Your Honor, that's good with me.
Zoom bench trial, June 3rd at 1 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor. Miss
Anything
Victory,
else,
I'll be in
Mr. Bowditch?
contact with you.
Okay.
Anything else, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Kaplan?
Oh, Your Honor. Thank you.
We're all set, ma'am. We'll see you back here on June 3rd.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Burns.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Burns was waiting to speak to Mr. Bowditch.
What was that?
Were you waiting to speak to the court appointed?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over that call.
Were you waiting to speak to the court appointed attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bowditch, Mr. Burns has driving while license not valid or improper and is speeding 6 to 10 over. The offer from Belleville is allowing unlawful driver to drive, and the other counts will be dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. No Kevin Washington.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, Thank you, Mr. Washington.
Yes.
Thank you, Mary Ann. I'm like, what happened here? I lost track of where I was in the. Well, because all the 11 o'clock showed up and now we have a 10:20. This is 17B0006380I. That's for review only. That matters in default. There's 172538 OT, City of Belleville versus Kevin Reynaud Washington. Your name for the record, please, sir.
Kevin Washington.
Mr. Washington, would you turn your video on for me, please?
Hold on one second. Let me get my son because to flick me on. Hold on. Corey, come and cut the video on for me. Hurry up. Cut the video on.
The video?
Yeah.
Did you ever see a Wilburn, Mary Ann? Okay.
Okay, you see me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Washington, today is the day and time set for arraignment pretrial in this matter. It is alleged that on June the 5th, 2017, the City of Belleville, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, plus fines of up to $500 plus court costs. On that same day, you were also charged to be, I'm sorry, there was a civil infraction of disobeying a traffic control device. That matter went into default back on August 28, 2017. You owe the court a total of $430 in that matter. As far as the driving while license suspended, there is an offer from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, that the driving while license suspended would be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of this offer? Would you like the opportunity to speak to the court-appointed attorney?
I want to take the offer.
Mr. Washington, you understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind. You won't have the opportunity to call witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf.
Yes.
And you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily.
Yes.
Sir, is it true that on June 5th, 2017, the City of Belleville, you allowed an unlawful driver to drive?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Teague?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Washington, the court will accept your plea in this matter, assess a fine of $100, cost of $300. There's a $75 crime victims fee, $50 mandatory state cost, $20 fund fee, $45 clearance. There's a $50 bench warrant fee and a $50 late fee for a total of $690. Are you able to pay that within 30 days or do you need time?
I can pay them within 30 days.
$690 paid on or before May 15th, 2021. Mr. Washington, does your phone number end in 4092?
Yes.
Any questions this morning?
No.
We're all set, Mr. Washington. You have a great day.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Bowdish, did you have enough time with Mr. Burns?
Yes, Your Honor.
Calling 21BL00057A and B.
Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Burns, Jeffrey Bowditch, as far as the arraignment, Your Honor, we would waive formal reading, stand mute, ask the court to enter a not guilty plea. We've also had a chance to pre-try this case, Your Honor. Mr. Burns wishes to take the mercy of the prosecutor and plead to an added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive his vehicle with the understanding the original charges would be dismissed.
Mr. Burns, did you hear what Mr. Bowdish just said?
Yes, Your Honor.
Turn your video on for me, please.
I'm currently driving to work, so my camera isn't, I can't. I'm sure I can turn it on. Let me figure it out.
Not if you're driving. I don't like that you're driving on the phone conducting hearings. But, sir, you understand the court accepts your plea. You won't have a trial of any kind. You won't have the opportunity to call witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf.
Yes, Your Honor.
And knowing that you still wish to enter this plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, is it true that on February 2nd, 2021, in the City of Belleville, you allowed an unlawful driver to drive?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Teague?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Bowditch?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Burns, the court will accept your plea to allowing an unlawful driver to drive in this matter.
Yes, Your Honor.
The other matters will be dismissed. The court will impose a fine of $100, cost of $300. There's a $75 crime victims fee, $50 state cost, $20 fund fee for a total of $545. Are you able to pay that within 30 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Burns, you can either go online and pay, you can mail it into the court, or you can bring it to the courthouse and they will process the payment.
All right, thank you.
If for some reason we get to that 30 days, which would be May 15, 2021, and you've been unable to pay it, please contact the court to set a payment plan. Your phone number, please.
734-583-8845.
And your email address.
Chris Burns 7891 @gmail.com.
Any questions, Mr. Burns?
No, ma'am. Well, how much did you say it would be?
$545.
$545. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Yep, you too.
Thank you. Mary Ann. Is Kraft next? Is that where we are? I'm sorry? Kraft and then Davis, thank you. This is 2016780M. This is City of Belleville versus LaTreasure Kraft. State your name for me, please, ma'am.
LaTreasure Craft.
Ms. Kraft, today is the day and time set for arraignment pretrial in this matter. It's alleged that on September 14, 2020, in the city of Belleville, you violated the parental responsibility. It's a misdemeanor. There is an offer in the file from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty as charged, that the matter will be deferred for 6 months. And if during this time you committed no additional violations, that the matter will be thereafter dismissed pursuant to MCL 771.1. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer? Would you like the opportunity to speak to the court's court-appointed attorney?
Hello. I'll take the offer.
Ma'am, you understand the court accepts your plea in this matter. You won't have a trial of any kind. You won't have the opportunity to present witnesses or evidence on your own behalf.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily.
Yes.
Ma'am, is it true that on September 14, 2020, in the city of Belleville, you violated the parental responsibility?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Teague?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am, your plea will be accepted. The matter will be deferred for a period of 6 months, so long as you commit no new misdemeanors. The matter will thereafter be dismissed. As for fines and costs in this matter, Mr. Teague, any comment?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Kraft, how do you support yourself?
I work at the post office.
How long have you been there?
Since June.
Since the date of this incident, have you had any additional contact with law enforcement?
No.
Ma'am, the court is going to impose a fine of $100, cost of $200, $75 crime victims fee, $50 state mandatory cost, $20 fund fee. There's a $50 warrant fee. That's $595. Are you able to pay that within 30 days or do you need time?
I need time.
The court has a phone number for you that ends in 6472. Is that still a good phone number?
Yes.
Okay. The matter is going to be referred to collections to set a payment plan, okay?
Okay.
Any questions, Ms. Kraft?
No.
Ma'am, we're all set. Have a good day. You can log off now. Mr. Davis. Mr. Juan Davis.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you turn your video on for me, please?
There we go.
This is 20BL00664 A and B. This is City of Belleville versus Davis. State your name for me, please.
Juan Davis.
Mr. Davis, today is the day and time set for arraignment and pretrial. Sir, it's alleged that on December 6, 2020, in the City of Belleville, you drove while your license wasn't expired. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, plus fines of $500 in court costs. There's also a civil infraction from that same time and date indicating you were speeding 11 to 15 over the posted speed limit. There is an offer from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty to allowing an unlawful driver to drive, that the other matters, the civil infraction would be dismissed and the original misdemeanor would be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer? Would you like the opportunity to speak to the court-appointed attorney?
People's offer.
Sir, you understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind. You won't have the opportunity to present witnesses or evidence on your own behalf.
If I'm kind of confused, so I'm still being charged for the violations.
Yes, sir.
Well, I have my operator license now.
Mr. Davis, I'm going to put you into a breakout room with the court-appointed attorney. He'll discuss the offer with you. The original charge of expired license and speeding 11 to 15 will be dismissed with a guilty plea to allowing an unlawful driver to drive. Mr. Davis, you'll see an invitation to go into a breakout room with the attorney. He'll discuss these offers with you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge Moinicken is next.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
This is 21BL000900OD. This is City of Romulus versus Otis Moinicken.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning again, sir. State your name for me.
I'm Owen Moinicken.
Moinicken. Mr. Moinicken. Today is the day and time set for arraignment pretrial in this matter. It's alleged that on February 18, 2021, the City of Belleville, you were operating while intoxicated. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, plus fine of up to $500 plus court costs. There is an offer from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty to the added count of operating while impaired, the operating while intoxicated will be dismissed. Would you like to avail yourself of the people's offer? Would you
Yes,
like
I will take the people's offer, Your Honor.
Mr. Moinicken, you understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind. You won't have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And you're pleading guilty to the added count of operating while impaired freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, is it true that on February 18, 2021, in the City of Belleville, you operated while impaired?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Teague?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
Mr. Moinicken, the court accepts your plea in this matter to the added count of operating while impaired. As to sentencing in this matter, any comment, Mr. Teague?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Monica, is there anything you'd like to tell the court in this matter before sentence is imposed?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Monica, are you employed?
I am.
Where do you work and how long have you been there?
I work at Dale's Car Wash in Taylor, Michigan, and I've been working there for maybe about 2 years now, Your Honor.
Other than yourself, are you responsible for the financial support of anyone else?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Monica, the court is going to impose a fine of $100, cost of $500. There's a $75 crime victims fee. There's $50 mandatory state costs and $20 fund fee. That's a total of $745. Are you able to pay that within 30 days or do you need time to pay?
I can do 30 days, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Your phone number?
734-731-3011.
$745 by May 15th, 2021. Sir, if you find yourself unable to pay that amount within that time, you can reach out to the courts. Reach out to the court to make a payment plan. If you fail to pay within that time, the matter will be sent over to collections. Any questions?
Yeah, just where would I pay that, Your Honor?
You can either come to the court and pay it, you can pay online, or you can mail it into the court.
All right, sounds good to me, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Monica, and have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
I don't see that Mr. Bowditch is back. We have a 1050 with, oh, Mr. Bowditch, give me 1 second. This is 210097OM. This is City of Belleville versus Justin Ellswick.
Good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Brendan Zabalski appearing on behalf of Justin Ellswick, who is present in my office. State your name for the record, sir.
Justin Ellswick.
Your Honor, it's my understanding that Mr. Nolan is not there today and he's having somebody else cover his docket. Is that correct?
It is. Mr. Teague is here.
Okay. Your Honor, Mr. Nolan and I have been in conversations on this case, and to be honest with you, I prefer to speak to him directly because he's more familiar with it. No disrespect to the person covering his docket today. However, I just think it's probably best that I speak to him directly.
Okay. And what does that mean in terms of arraignment this morning?
Oh, as it relates to the arraignment, Your Honor, I'm sorry. Waive the formal reading and stand mute. Sorry about that.
No worries. I was waiting for you to give it.
I thought you were going to say, well, what's that mean? What do you want to do today? I was thinking, well, Judge, I'm asking for an adjournment.
But Mr. Zabalski, all you have to say is the magic words and the court is happy to do that.
Right.
The matter will be adjourned. The matter will be adjourned to July 1st, 2021 at 9 a.m.
You're right. It works for me. However, my client indicates that if possible, is there any way to fast track this, have a earlier court date than that?
No, sir. We only do prosecutors are only available on certain days. And so I get this little short list of when we can adjourn them. And so the next date would be that July 1st date.
Okay. That's fine. I'll put that date in my book. But in the meantime, can you put me in a breakout room? I just wanted to talk to the person covering the docket today.
Before you go in with Mr. Teague, let me say July 1st, 2021 at 9:50 with Judge Green. If you're able to resolve it before that, you can always reach out to her office and see.
Oh, perfect.
I'm scheduling available. But before you go, ask to bond in this matter.
Okay. As to bond, first and foremost, my client's 30 years old. He resides in Belleville. The alleged victim in this case is his wife right now. Your Honor, he does have 2 kids, an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old. He's gainfully employed at O'Reilly Auto Parts in Belleville. No prior criminal history whatsoever. Matter of fact, he served for a country in the U.S. Army. This gentleman obviously is here today. He vows to appear at all future court appearances and most importantly, refrain from any criminal activity. With that being said, I would ask Your Honor to consider a personal bond.
Mr. Teague,
Nothing to add, Your Honor.
there is a recommendation from law enforcement for a bond of 10,000, 10%, no contact with the alleged victim in this case, Auburn Ellswick. Does Mr. Ellswick have reason to be in communication with her?
I mean, they have children together. They're going through a divorce.
They're going through the divorce. Is he at the Aberdeen address or is he not returned there?
No, he resides on do you want me to give you his address right now?
We have a Harbor Point address in the file.
That's correct, Your Honor.
It's complicated when there are kids involved, but Mr. He's sitting there with you so he can hear me say it to you. 10,000 personal, no assaultive contact. With Auburn Ellswick. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Dabowski?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Teague?
No, Your Honor.
But if you could just
go to a breakout room with him,
please, thank you.
I'm going to have you sit tight for 1 second. There was another matter that Mr. Teague was on, and once we talk about Mr. Davis, Marianne will put you into a breakout room.
Thank you, Your Honor.
About it, you're back on the case ending 664 A and B, that being Juan Davis.
Yes, Your Honor, ready.
Thank
For the record, Your Honor, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Davis. As far as the arraignment, Your Honor, waive formal reading, stand mute. We've also had a chance to pre-try this case, Your Honor. Mr. Davis wishes to take the mercy of the prosecutor and plead to an added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive a vehicle with the understanding his original charges would be dismissed.
Mr. Davis, you were able to hear the comments made by the Mr. Bowditch just now,
Yes,
and it's true that you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer and plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlawful driver to drive, understanding that the original driving while license suspended and the speeding ticket would be dismissed.
yes,
And you, sir, you're doing that freely and voluntarily.
yes,
Is it true that on December 6, 2020, in the city of Belleville, you allowed an unlawful driver to drive?
yes,
Satisfied, Mr. Teague?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Bowditch?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, the court will accept your plea of allowing an unlawful driver to drive and assess a fine of $100, cost of $400, crime victims of $75, state cost of $50, and a fund fee of $20. That's a total of $645. Are you able to pay that within 30 days or do you need time?
I can pay within 30 days.
Your phone number, please, sir.
313-434-5995.
$645 on or before May 15th, 2021. You can bring it to the court and they'll process the payment. You can pay online or you can mail it in. If it gets to be close to the end of that 30 days and you've been unable to pay, please reach out to the court's collection department. They'll make arrangements with you in a payment plan. Anything else, Mr. Davis?
No.
Have a good day, sir. You're all
Right.
set to go. Mr. Dabowski and Mr. Teague can go into a breakout room, Mary Ann, please, and thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, how do I have? Mary Ann. I'm talking to myself, not really to you, as much as I enjoy your company. Villa Rosa. No. Austiniak? Bacon. He's here. Bacon's here. Mr. Bacon, if you would turn on your audio and video for me, I'd be ever so appreciative. The audio, please. This is 21BL00093, City of Belleville versus Michael Allen Bacon. Would you state your name for me, please?
Ma'am, my name is Michael Allen Bacon.
Mr. Bacon, today is a day and time set for arraignment pre-trial. It's alleged that on February 19, 2021, the City of Belleville, you gave false information to a police officer. Sir, this is a misdemeanor. There is an offer from the people, from the prosecutor for the City of Belleville, indicating that if you plead responsible to double parking and pay a fine of $400, this misdemeanor will be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the offer from the prosecutor? Would you like to speak to the court-appointed attorney that's available this morning?
Your Honor, I'll take the offer, Your Honor.
Mr. Bacon, do you understand that if the court accepts your plea of responsible to the added count of double parking, you won't have a trial of any kind? You won't have the opportunity to present witnesses or evidence on your own behalf?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, is it true that on February 19, 2021, in the City of Belleville, you were double parked?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, the court accepts your plea of responsible to double parking, assesses a fine of $400. Are you able to pay that amount within 30 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
$400 will be due on or before May 15th, 2021. Sir, you can either go online and make this payment, you can mail it into the court, or you can bring it to the court building and the officers will facilitate that payment.
Okay, Your Honor.
Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Bacon, you have a wonderful day. Thank you for your patience this morning.
Okay, you too, ma'am.
Thank you. Beck. Mr. Teague, Mr. Bacon took the offer in the file.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Beck, we're having, nobody's audio is connecting right now.
Your Honor, did you say bacon or macon?
Bacon.
Bacon, gotcha. Thank you, Judge.
Let's go to Mary Ann though. Right. Thank you.
I just want to come in and tell you that I'm gonna go to lunch, so if you hear any noises, come in.
I'll just turn my audio up. Seems like there's some audio issues going on. Nobody is.
Okay.
Oh, Mary Ann, Mary Ann, Mary Ann. You might have to put those out that aren't connecting. We have 183941OT. This is City of Belleville versus Naisha Butler. Ma'am, would you state your name for me, please?
Naisha Butler.
Ms. Butler, today is the day and time set for arraignment pre-trial. I'm sorry, just pre-trial. You were previously charged with driving while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. There had been a pre-trial scheduled back on September 9, 2019. That was adjourned to October 21st, 2019. You failed to appear. A warrant was issued for you and you're now here. There is an offer from the people that if you plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, that the driving while license suspended would be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer?
Can you repeat that again?
There is an offer from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver an unlawful driver to drive, that the driving while license suspended would be dismissed.
Yes.
Yes, you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer?
Yes.
Ma'am, you understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind. You won't have the opportunity to present witnesses or evidence on your own behalf.
Yes.
And you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily.
Yes.
Ma'am, is it true that on September 13, 2018, in the city of Belleville, you allowed an unlawful driver to drive?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Teague?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am, the court will accept your plea in this matter. Your plea of guilty to the add account of allowing unlawful driver to drive. Assess a fine of $100, cost of $300. There's a $75 crime victims fee, $50 state cost, $20 fund fee. There are 2 bench warrant fees of $50 a piece. There's a $50 late fee and a $45 clearance fee. That's a total of $740. Are you able to pay that within 30 days or do you need time to pay?
I may need time to pay, but I could pay half of it probably today.
Ma'am, I'll refer the matter to collections and you can set up a payment plan with them. Does your phone number still end in 1707?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Butler, I also want to advise you that you have some other outstanding matters. You were previously on a payment plan for them and you have defaulted on that payment plan. So please reach out to the collections department and reset the payment plan. They'll roll all of them into a single payment plan, okay?
I appreciate it so much.
No worries, ma'am. Any questions?
No.
We're all,
I just say I thank you.
no worries. We're all set. You have a good day, okay? Thank you.
It looks like Crystal is next on your docket. 1040.
Crystal, would you please turn your audio and your video on for me? This is 21BL00131 A, B, and C. City of Belleville versus Darian Crystal. State your name for me, please.
Darren Crystal.
Mr. Crystal, today is the day and time set for pre-trial in these matters. There is an offer from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty to the added count of operating while impaired, the driving while license suspended, and the plate violation would be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the offer from the people, or would you like the opportunity to speak to the court-appointed attorney?
Can I speak to the court-appointed attorney?
You're going to see a button asking you to join the breakout room. You're going to go into a breakout room with Mr. Bowditch.
Okay.
Thank you. Marianne, I see who's next, but I see Mr. Thompson waiting ever so patiently. This is 21BL00119OD, City of Belleville versus Stanley Thompson.
Present, Stanley Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Sir, today is the day and time set for a arraignment pretrial. It's alleged that on February 8th, 2021, in the city of Belleville, you operated while intoxicated. This is a misdemeanor. There is an offer in the file from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty to operating while impaired, the operating while intoxicated will be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer? Or would you like the opportunity to speak to the court-appointed attorney?
No, I like to take the people's offer. Plead guilty.
Mr. Thompson, you understand that if the court accepts your plea of guilty in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind. You won't have the opportunity for witnesses or documents on your own behalf.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
And you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Thompson, is it true that on February 8, 2021, you operated a vehicle while impaired in the city of Belleville?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Teague?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept your plea, Mr. Thompson. Mr. Thompson, are you employed?
Well, I was doing Instacart, but my license was took, so now I ain't doing nothing. Now they took took my means of employment.
How are you supporting yourself?
Hardly now, not. You know, I'm working off of my savings. Little I got saved until I can find something else. Because my steady money that was coming was the Instacart money. And I needed my vehicle for that because now I can't drive. I can't get that extra money. But it's all, yes, I'll figure something out.
Okay. Mr. Thompson, the court is going to impose a fine of $100. Court costs of $500. $75, I hear you, $75 crime victims, $50 state costs, $20 fund fee. That's a total of $745. I heard what you said about not working at this time. So the court can put you on a payment plan.
I would appreciate you. Thank you.
Your current phone number?
It's 313-728-9266.
And your email address?
StanleyThompson724@gmail.com.
The matter will be turned over to collections. You can set up a payment plan with them. You can actually go online and there's an email tab, hyperlink towards the bottom of the page that'll allow you to submit a request for a payment plan, or you can call the court.
Okay.
Any questions?
How long would I get to pay that? I'm sorry, I didn't.
If you're able to pay it within 30 days, great, because I heard what you said about not
I'm probably gonna need a little bit more time.
not doing Instacart right now. I'm saying to you, I'm sending the matter over to collections, but if you're able to call the court and talk to a clerk about setting a payment plan, we can do that. Or if you can commit to one right this second, I can write it in the file, or you can go on the court's website, which is MI 34th District Court. And there is a hyperlink. There's a line that says set payment plan, and you can send a request to the court with your payment plan.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
No.
We're all set, Mr. Thompson. Have a good day.
You too, ma'am.
Mr. Bowditch.
We're ready on Mr. Crystal, Your Honor.
You can't find him. There's nobody in the breakout room?
Sorry.
No worries. Recalling Crystal, case ending 131, A, B, and C.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of Mr. Crystal. Your Honor, today's the date and time set for Raymond in this matter, if it is a Raymond. We'd waive formal reading, stand mute. We also have had a chance to pre-try this case. Mr. Crystal wishes to plead guilty to an added count of operating while impaired, with the understanding all his original charges would be dismissed.
Mr. Crystal, you heard what Mr. Bowditch just said?
Yes.
And is it true that you wish to avail yourself of the offer from the people that if you plead guilty to the added count of operating while impaired, that the driving while license suspended, the high BAC and the registration or plate violation will be dismissed?
Yes.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind. You won't have an opportunity to present witnesses or evidence on your own behalf.
Yes.
You're entering involuntarily.
Yes.
Sir, is it true that on March 15, 2021, the city of Belleville, you operated a vehicle while impaired?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Teague?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Bowditch?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Crystal, the court will accept your plea of guilty to the added count of operating while impaired. All the other charges will be dismissed. As for sentencing in this matter, Mr. Bowditch?
Well, Your Honor, I believe he has to meet with probation.
Mr. Bowditch, thank you. This matter will be referred to probation. Mr. Crystal, your phone number ends in 3700
Yes.
and your current email address.
Crystal Darian, the number 2 at gmail.com.
Thank you, Mr. Bowditch. The matter will be referred to probation for pre-sentence
Thank you, Your Honor.
scheduled for sentencing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Bowditch,
Nothing further, Your Honor.
thank you. Anything else, Mr. Teague?
No, Your Honor.
We're all set, Mr. Crystal. You have a good day. Ms. Beck. This is 21BL00092 A, B, and C. These are City of Belleville versus Betty Beck.
Hello.
Hi, would you please? Ma'am?
Yes, I'm sorry, I couldn't
That's
hear
okay.
you.
I'll say, would you state your name for me, please?
Betty Beck.
Ms. Beck, today is the day and time set for arraignment pretrial. It's alleged that on February 19, 2021, in the city of Belleville, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail plus fines of up to $500 plus court costs. On that same day in the city of Belleville, you also had no proof of insurance on your person. It's a civil infraction. And then there is a registration and or plate violation, another civil infraction. There is an offer in the file from the prosecutor indicating that if you plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlawful driver to drive, that the other matters would be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the prosecutor's offer, or would you like the opportunity to speak to the court-appointed attorney?
You said allowing someone else's to drive.
Allowing an unlawful driver to drive, yes, ma'am.
Okay, is that a misdemeanor as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll take that. That's fine.
Ma'am, you understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind. You won't have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or any other information.
Yes.
You're entering this plea freely and voluntarily.
Yes.
Ma'am, is it true that on February 19, 2021, the city of Belleville, you allow an unlawful driver to drive?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Teague?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Beck, the court accepts your plea in this matter to the added count of allowing an unlawful driver to drive. And will impose a fine of $100, cost of $300. There's a $75 crime victims fee. There's a $50 state cost and a $20 fund fee for a total of $545. Are you able to pay that amount within 30 days?
Can I be placed on a payment plan with 2 payments?
Yes, ma'am. Your phone number, please.
313-574-8408.
And your email address.
Betty, BTTE, Beck, BECK 0505 @gmail.com.
Ma'am, you can either contact the court to make a payment, call the court to make a payment plan. You can go on the court's website and you can submit your request for payment plan that way. Okay?
Okay.
Anything else in this matter?
No.
Ms. Beck, we're all set. You have a good day.
Thank you.
Oh, Ms. Beck. Oh, shoot. Oh, sorry. Thanks. Mary Ann was so close. Perryman. This is 133193 OT. And 13B000914 BOT, City of Belleville versus Brandy Perryman. Ms. Perryman, would you state your name for me, please?
Brandy Perryman.
Ms. Perryman, today is the day and time set for trying to see that. Excuse me, set for arraignment pretrial in this matter. In these matters, it's alleged that on July 24, 2013, in the city of Belleville, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. It's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail plus fines of up to $500 and court costs. It's also alleged on that same day you had a registration or plate violation. It's another misdemeanor. There is an offer from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive and plead responsible to the added count of civil infraction of double parking, that the registration or plate violation and the driving while license suspended would be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer? Would you like the opportunity to speak to the court-appointed attorney, or would you like to proceed on your own?
Can I speak with the court-appointed attorney?
Absolutely. Mary Ann's going to move you into a breakout room with the Mr. Bowditch.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You might bring this last person in, and then I'll start doing. Oh, Mary Ann. There was one person who was just trying to join us by the name of Katz, was the only thing showing. If they try to reconnect, try to figure out who that person is. In the meantime, there's 1841780 OT and 1841779, City of Belleville versus Christy Osteniak. The matter was scheduled for 10:40 It is now 12 p.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. Habeas to issue. This is 20B1758996B. City of Belleville versus Ricardo Dinsmore. This matter was scheduled for 11 a.m. It is now 12 o'clock by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. Habeas shall issue. Ma'am that just entered the courtroom, your name, please.
Christina Thomas.
Ms. Thomas, this is 151907 OT, City of Belleville versus Christina Thomas. Ma'am, this matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial. It's alleged that on May the 12th, 2015, the City of Belleville, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, plus fines of up to $500 plus costs. There is an offer from the prosecutor for Belleville indicating that if you plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlawful driver to drive, that the driving while license suspended would be dismissed. Would you like to avail yourself of this offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, you understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind?
Yes, ma'am.
You won't have an opportunity to call witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're pleading guilty to the added count of allowing an unlawful driver to drive freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, is it true that on May the 12th, 2015, in the City of Belleville, you allowed an unlawful driver to drive?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Teague?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Thomas, the court will accept your plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlawful driver to drive. As for fines and costs in this matter, ma'am, are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you work?
I'm working currently as a waitress at L. George's, Coney Island.
How long have you been there?
2.5 years now.
Other than yourself, are you responsible for the support of anyone else?
I am.
Who are you responsible for?
I have 3 children.
Do you receive any support for them?
No, I don't.
Have you cleared up the other outstanding matters?
I just took care of some Westland tickets, and I have Canton Court coming.
You already have them scheduled?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, the court's going to assess minimal fines of $100 fine, $100 cost. There's a crime victims fee of $75, state cost of $20, fund fee of $20. And a clearance of $45. That's a total of $390.
Okay.
Are you able to pay that within 30 days?
Yes, that's fine.
$390 by May 15th, 2021. We have a phone number for you that ends in 0043. Is that still a good phone number?
Yes, it is.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Thomas, do you have any questions at all this morning?
No, you've been helpful. Thank you.
We're all set. You have a wonderful day.
You as well.
Thank you. Mr. Bowditch, back on the record with Ms. Perryman.
Your Honor, I need one. We were just finishing our conversation in the breakout room.
Mary Ann will move you back into the breakout room.
Thank you, Judge.
This is 21BL00068A, B, and C, City of Belleville versus Mark Allen Freeman. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial. It was scheduled for 10:10 a.m. It's now 12:04 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear and there being no one in the court's virtual waiting room. Habeas shall issue as to the misdemeanor matter. Civil infractions will be deemed in default. This is 20BL00671. A, B, and C. The matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial. at 10:50 a.m. It is now 12:05 p.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, KPS shall issue. The civil infractions will be deemed in default. There is another matter, another civil infraction that's scheduled for review where the defendant already owes the court $208. This is 20 RP 028060 OM, City of Romulus versus Trista Jones. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:20 a.m. It is now 12:05 by the court's clock. There is no one in the court's virtual waiting room. Defendant having failed to appear, KPS shall issue. This is 21BL 0008 A and B, City of Belleville versus Patrick Kendrick. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 10:20 a.m. It is now 12:06 p.m. There is no one in the court's virtual waiting room. Defendant having failed to appear, KPS shall issue. The accompanying civil infraction will be deemed to be in default. This is 20 RP 07113 A, B, and C. The matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning at 9 a.m. There being no one in the court's virtual waiting room and the defendant having failed to appear, 12:06 by the court's clock, KPS shall issue, and the accompanying civil infractions will be deemed to be in default. This is 20 RP 0374. 20 RP 03784 OM, City of Romulus versus Jennifer Ann Moline. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:30. It is now 12:07 by the court's clock. There being no one in the court's virtual waiting room, defendant having failed to appear, KPS shall issue. Mr. Bowdish, was that adequate time with Ms. Perryman?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
As soon as she comes out of the breakout room, we'll get going. This is 153933 OT, City of Belleville versus Charles Moore. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 10:10 a.m. It is now 12:07 p.m. by the court's clock. There being no one in the court's virtual waiting room, defendant having failed to appear, KPS shall issue. We are back on the record in the matter of City of Belleville versus Brandy Perryman. Mr. Bell, you want to discuss the matter with Ms. Perryman?
Yes, Your Honor. As far as the arraignment in these matters, Your Honor, we waive formal reading, stand mute. We have had a chance to pre-try this case, Your Honor. Ms. Perryman wishes to take the mercy of the prosecutor, plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive a vehicle and the civil infraction of double parking, with the understanding all the original charges would be dismissed.
Ms. Perryman, you heard the statement made by Mr. Bowdish just now,
Yes,
and you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer and plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive and the civil infraction of double parking.
yes,
You understand that if the court accepts your pleas in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind, you won't have the opportunity to call witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf.
yes,
And you're airing these pleas freely and voluntarily.
yes,
Ma'am, is it true that on July 24, 2013, in the City of Belleville, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive and you were double parked?
yes,
Ma'am, the court satisfied, Mr. Teague?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Bowditch?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Perryman, the court accepts your plea to the of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive and to the double parking. There was already an agreement on the form for $300 fine for the double parking. As for the allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, Ms. Perryman, I'm glancing at your driving record. Have you cleared up the outstanding matters that you have?
yes. All except one. I have one that I'm on a payment plan for.
Okay. For this matter, The court will impose a fine of $100, cost of $200. There's a state fee of $50, crime victims of $75. There's a bench warrant fee. Hold on. $100 fine, $200 cost, $75 crime victims, state cost, fund fee, and clearance fee. These others will just do that with that. That's $490 for the unlicensed driver, plus $300 for the double parking. That'll be $790. Ma'am, are you able to pay that within 30 days or do you need time?
I need time.
Does your current phone number end in 9387?
Yes.
Ma'am, the matter will be referred to collections to set a payment plan unless you're able to commit to one this morning.
Okay. I don't think I'm able to commit to one this morning.
Any questions, Ms. Perryman?
No.
We're all set. You have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
too.
Thank you. Mr. Bowditch, I'm just doing KPS's now. We're all set with our docket unless you just want to hang around.
Do you need me for anything, Your Honor?
I don't, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. Thanks, Mary Ann.
Thank you, Mr. Teague and Mr. Kaplan, unless you just want to hang around for the case.
I'm sorry, Judge.
Was there somebody else?
No, I just said see Jeff. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
Sorry, Your Honor, you're just doing the bench warrants now?
I am.
Okay. Anything else
Thank
from
you,
me?
Mr. Teague. Nothing else.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
You as well, Mr. Kaplan. This is 20RP039250M, City of Romulus versus the Quinta Parchment. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:50 a.m. It is now 12:12 p.m. There's no one in the court's virtual waiting room. Inasmuch as the defendant has failed to appear, habeas shall issue 20RP076760M, City of Romulus versus Wendell Maurice Ross. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:20 a.m. It is now 12:12 p.m. by the court's clock. There being no one in the court's virtual waiting room, defendant having failed to appear, habeas shall issue. This is 1639560M, City of Romulus versus Darian Lamont Taylor. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:20 a.m. It is now 12:13 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, habeas shall issue. This is 1752880M, City of Romulus versus Jordan Lee Tyra. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:20 a.m. It is now 12:13 p.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, there being no one in the court's virtual waiting room, habeas shall issue. This is 20RP00548 B and C, City of Romulus versus United Tank Trailer. These matters were scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning at 9:10 a.m. It is now 12:14 p.m. by the court's clock. There being no one in the court's virtual waiting room, defendant having failed to appear, habeas shall issue. The accompanying civil infractions will be deemed in default. This is 21BL00088 A and B and 21BL00089 A, B, and C. City of Belleville versus Emilian Villarosa. These matters were scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 10:30. It now being 12:15 by the court's clock, there's no one in the court's virtual waiting room. Defendants failed to appear. Capias shall issue. The accompanying civil infractions will be deemed in default. 21BL000820T, City of Belleville versus Cameron Wilborn. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 10:20. It is now 12:15 by the court's clock. There being no one in the court's virtual waiting room, defendant having failed to appear, Capias shall issue. Two zero RP 03892 A and B. Matters were scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:10 a.m. It now being 12:16 p.m. by the court's clock, there's no one in the court's virtual waiting room. And as much as the defendant has failed to appear, Capias shall issue. Mary Ann, that is the last file